Oh man, that was a rush to get this thing live on time. I was trying to be on time today. I was trying to be on time today. Obviously, I could. Well, I was, but trust me, I had a lot more I wanted to do. Shout out to Vic XL because Vic's wife would be mad right now that I stayed in a tank top. But it is what it is. Um, I think my phone's actually out there going nuts because my stream started. So, babe, if you could you grab it in there? I'm gonna give it a minute before I start saying what I have to say. Oh man, shout out to the wifey. I hope she could bring me a water. What up, comedy show? Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Shout out Vic. Yep, back. Shout out Poke and Smot TV. Shout out Roland. Shout out Connor MCG. Stupid comedy show. Sasquatch, Vinny, Coronavirus, Cassie, Amanda Wright. The wifey ain't in here, so it looks like I'm gonna have to go get my phone. Uno momento, yo. I'll be right back. I apologize. I got to get my phone, shut that thing off, and grab a bottle of water. Well, she had me, but my phone was annoying. All right, I'm back. My fault. My fault. Drop top. Rolling hand, pink waving hand, pink waving hand. Oh, the emojis. Yeah, I can't see the emojis on StreamYard. I was actually gonna put my phone up right here and check the chat as it rolls. Make it a little easier. There we go. All right. So I've got a lot of requests to speak on what's going on with Creek Squad. Like everything that's moving right now, everything that's being talked about. And I don't feel that it's necessary to talk about it with like an individual situation. So what I mean is I'm not going to be saying any names of anybody because I feel like the names are irrelevant. I feel like you're never going to be able to change what somebody's doing. And especially nowadays with the internet. Like you can't guide somebody the way that you could face to face. And the internet is just going to create anger and hatred. Like there's really no I've kind of realized that. I've actually known that. But every now and then you gotta speak on what you believe in. So I'm not knocking anybody for this. Like yo, and that's why I have the rocket ship there. Like most people believe that you can sway what somebody's doing by telling them to change what they're doing. I think that history has proven that it doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? It's not going to British. That's facts, bro. It's not going to work that way. Like most people have goals and dreams and ambitions, and they're going to that goal. They've already made their mind out what they're doing and how they're going to get there. And you, man, it's so hard to, if you shoot a rocket in the air, right? You can't change the direction. I mean, depending on the technology of the rocket, but just without going too deep in it, if you launch a bottle rocket up, its path is already determined before you even light the match. If that makes sense. So once you light that match, regardless of what you want to happen, there's only one spot that bottle rocket is destined to go. And if you look at relationships with humans the same way, sometimes lighting that match is going to cause them to go exactly where you don't want them to go. That makes sense. Because you can't control what somebody does. You can't control a bottle rocket mid-flight. It's the same principle. Like you have to understand that. Like me, for myself, I didn't like to listen to what other people told me to do. In fact, I went the exact opposite. You know what I mean? I wasn't out there going, oh yeah, y'all are right. I'm going to stop everything I'm doing and I'm going to do what you're telling me to do. It didn't work that way. Well, at least not for me, it didn't. Um, so I kind of have a mentality of just do what you're going to do. And at the end of the day, bro, like me, I believe that. All right. So I'm going to start this back a little bit. So I've only been doing YouTube for what, 11 months? I think 11 months, maybe 10 months. And prior to starting YouTube, I had a different thought of what YouTube actually really was. I had a different thought about what a lot of things were. I had values. I held things so high up in what I believed in and what I thought about it, and I didn't realize that at the end of the day, if I'm the only one that feels that way, or if I'm the only one that wants to go this direction, what's the point of screaming it out loud? Like everybody's gonna walk their own path. There's plenty of people that I run into that I might support their movement, but I don't support what they're doing. Like, or I there's plenty of people that Creek Squad as a family. I love everyone. Anybody that claims that they're Creek Squad and they live for what Ryan's music has put them, help them. How that's what I care about. Outside of that, in my opinion, not all of us are good people. You know what I mean? Like I can't judge somebody. Um, this is music. This is a family. This is a however you want to look at it. I look at it as I'll go to bat for you. Somebody's messing with you, I got you. But outside of that, it's not really important to me. What I know what I'm going to do, and I know what I believe in and what I know is right. And that's all I'm going to try to focus on. Like, yes, and I have made troll videos, but you have to understand that that's for identity purposes. Like I want people to understand that those people are not what I stand for. Not we, not anybody else. What Kurt does not stand for. That's it. You know what I mean? And you got to understand that with nobody is the same, man. People are all different. We got different plans in life. We got different dreams. We got different goals. Yo, when I go to bed at night and I know what I'm going to do tomorrow, it's really hard for somebody to change what I'm going to do until I do it and realize it was a mistake. Or I do it and I realize I did great at it and I'm going to keep doing it. My mother taught me very well. And I'm sure people are going to use this and say, oh, your mother taught you to beat women. If that's what they want to believe, that's okay because I know it's true. But my mother taught me to pick and choose my battles wisely. And I'm not saying nobody has, but all I'm telling you is for the most part, that's what I live by, especially in life. Like I can fight with my boss, I can fight with my coworkers, I can fight with my significant other, and it's my kids. I'm getting better, getting better. I'm trying to work at that, and that's what I kind of look at. Like I went on live with somebody last night. I told them what I felt, how I felt about it, and that's where I leave that. There's no more. There's nothing else that I need to tell this individual. You know what I mean? They're living for them. They're living for what they're doing. They're writing their story. You know what I mean? And this goes for all of us. Like I feel like everybody is going to write their story. Some people have a different writing style. Some people are rough drafting it before they come through and finalize it. Like you got to look at it as a book, man. Life. People compare life to chapters and this and that. Just you live and you learn. And some people are going to learn during this. And some people are going to live. And some people are going to, wow. I mean, you know what I mean? You have to look at it through a different perspective. You can't always look at it as, oh my gosh, what's going on? No, this is growth. At the end of the day, this is growth. This is something that's going to create tighter bonds. It's going to, yes, at the end of the day, it might shake some people up and it is what it is, I guess. I can't change that. That's what my point is. I've been I deal with anxiety on the daily. Anxiety is the fear of the unknown, and you can't change what you don't know, and you surely can't change something that is way bigger than 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 14, 1,000 people. Facts. Rolling, smart man learns from his mistakes, and wise man learns from others. I mean, I am a walking example of people can, and I call it toot my own horn, call it what you want, but I'm a walking example of how you can change your train of thought. You can change um your life by just tightening up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, really understand what you feel like your purpose is here and live your life, right? Your life. You know what I mean? I'm not going to change what I do for anybody. I mean, for the most part, people can guide me and give me a suggestion, and I'm going to listen to you. But if I feel like this is what I want to do and this is what I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. Shout out to Deacon. My opinion, what's good? So, I mean, I don't want anybody to take this uh as me throwing shots at anybody, because I'm not. I'm just letting the general public know my stance on what's going on. Uh I'm just going to sit back and observe. In all honesty, I will put my input in when I feel like it's needed, if it's needed. But other than that, like, I can't tell a grown man what to do. I can't tell anybody what to do for that matter. I'm not. I'm not anybody. I'm Kurt. Uh, that's it. So I don't know, man. I just really wanted to nip it all at the same time, because I don't want people thinking that I'm not speaking on it and insinuating that I want to speak. I want to make sure everybody knows that I do have an opinion about a lot of this stuff that's going on. It's not my place to share it, but it's my opinion, and I can have it. And maybe it's not my place to share it publicly, because people take opinions differently. They don't understand that it's my opinion, and this is just what I feel, what I, Kurt, feel. That's it. Nobody else. And I don't expect anybody to follow in suit with what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing because it's what I want to do. It's what I feel like is going to help me to do whatever I need to do. That makes sense. Too quiet. I wonder if it's because the wrong mic's recording me. Let's see. Hello, hello, hello. Am I still too quiet? Oh, I'm too legit to quit. My bad. Appreciate that, Jamie. But no, man, I love everything that. And listen, this is what I'll say. I will say this. When I came in to finding Creek Squad, when I came in to finding Ryan's music, I didn't know what Creek Squad was. I just found the music. You know what I'm saying? I didn't find a group of family members essentially to love, like, to have passion and dedication to. Like, I only seen it for the music. And what the music did to me was help me develop my thought on what I was already doing. Like, Ryan's music solidifies what I'm doing in my life right now. I'm 35 years old. I'm older than him. So for me to sit back and go, damn, a lot of the verses, a lot of the words that he speaks on is be you, do you. And I don't care what anybody else thinks about me. At the end of the day, I know what's true. I know what's not true. And some things that I've done in my life that I have to go to bed with every night are going to bother me way more than you would even imagine. And you'll never know about them. That's the crazy part is I've had to learn that throughout my life. I had to learn that no matter what anybody says to me, at the end of the day, the only person that really is affected by it is myself. And if I allow myself to be affected, they have won. If I Sometimes it goes in my ear, bounces around for a second, and I let that thing shoot out the other side, and I don't hear it for what it is. It's comedy essentially, um, and you know, nobody's gonna like me 100% of the time. Like I can't. You could walk into a room of 100 people, and you could speak, and I'd be willing to bet you that not everybody's gonna like you. I would guarantee you that, yeah, maybe everybody's cheering and clapping, but there's going to be 20 mother effers over there going, "Oh, I can't wait for this dude to slip up." And I respect that. That's the game, dog. You don't respect the game, you can't win the game. You have to understand every aspect of it. I've said this before. There's a top, there's a bottom, there's a middle, there's a side, there's over there, there's under there. You have to have all aspects of it to be able to be a true judge of what it is. If you just got the best thing all the time, how do you ever judge it for what it really is? You can't. You have to judge it all the way around. It has to be a complete. It's crazy, dude. Little Robbie the Don. Haters gonna hate, factual. I mean, you have to have it, especially nowadays with the technology that's around. You have to have thick skin. You have to understand the troll. You have to understand uh reality to from like for me. Sometimes it gets hard for me to get out of the YouTube mindset, and I gotta separate myself mentally from what is a YouTube standard to what is real life. And what I mean by that is in real life, I'm more quick to call somebody on their shit than I am on YouTube because I don't truly know the situation on YouTube, but I do know what's happening in front of my eyes. So I got to catch myself sometimes because when go out in my work day or my regular life, I tend to close off what I'm saying because I'm trying to keep the peace, I guess you could say, essentially. And it ain't keep, I'm just using that word. Yes, it's all a perspective, Deacon. Facts, bro. And I feel like that mindset comes with age. That comes with age. The At the end of the day, bro, you could be really good at something that you do, and I promise you, I challenge anybody that's good at something, that's good at anything, to make a video of you doing that thing, put it on the internet. I guarantee you that not everybody's gonna like it. And that's an opinion. That's the same way. Your opinion is not always going to matter to everyone. And that's okay. You can't bash somebody on their opinion. I will say this, though. I'll make this crystal clear. Father Son Reacts. Anybody that is Creek Squad, I ride with y'all. That's what it is. At the end of the day, I don't care who it is. If they are Creek Squad, and it's for me, it's very obvious of who. And there's no, see, that's the thing, man. For me, there's no, it's just alike, man. People that are alike, that relate to the same things, that have the same mindset, like Deacon just said, it don't bother him. To me, that's a brother, bro. That's somebody that we're on the same playing field. We're on the same level. We got the same ideas, the same path that we want to travel in life. I feel like for me, each person might have a different perspective on what they do it for, but it doesn't mean that they're wrong. Facts, bro. Jacksonville Joe, shout out to Jacksonville Joe. And I know that people get offended very easily. Jacksonville Joe, you're solid at what you do, dog. I've seen you for a while. I've seen you over on Sin TV. I've seen you over on a few other ones, man. And keep doing your thing, bro. Because, and I've said this before, it's the pussification of America, bro. Like people now are so quick to get in their feelings, and I'm guilty of it. I'm not saying that I'm not guilty of anything that I'm speaking on, because we all make mistakes in life. It's how you collect yourself and pick yourself back up and correct that mistake. That's what it's about. And I will say that sometimes it takes what Father Son Reacts are doing to get somebody to recognize that we all don't appreciate it. And if they change, they change. If they don't, they don't. That's not the end result. And I think people lose that sight. I think people hear somebody say something and they immediately think that they're trying to sabotage another person, or they want an outcome from it. It doesn't always have to be an outcome. You don't have to assume that people are wanting a reaction from what they're saying. Only people that want the attention do that. If you don't want the attention, you should be able to speak on something and hold to that. I don't agree with this, and it don't matter. You can show me 90 different approaches. I still don't change my opinion. That's to me, that's more important than anything else. Somebody that can hold to what they know and they believe in, and to be real with you, when you're proved wrong, say, hey, yeah, you know what, you're wrong. You're right. I was wrong. That's it. There's only two forms of a communication: the right form and the wrong form. That's it. It's not a guessing game. But you also have to remember, what gets me as these people that take a sentence and try to make it something that it totally isn't what it is. Who cares though? Let them take whatever they want, bro, and turn it into whatever they want. Because at the end of the day, the people that ride with you because they know that you're true to who you are, they don't care about what somebody twisted and tore. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That it's a perspective. Some people listen. Look, I'm gonna say this, and shout out to Nadi. Nadi had a lot of encouraging words for me the other night, and I appreciate it. But I'll say this: there's two different types of people. When you're talking to somebody, there's somebody that's going to listen to you to understand what you're saying, and then there's somebody that's going to listen to you to respond. And you could watch YouTube chats all day long, and you'll see it. The person is speaking to somebody, and before they're even done with what they're saying, there's a comment in there calling them out on what they said, and they didn't even finish it yet. That's the type of person that's listening to respond. They know you're talking. They hear a sound coming out, but they don't care what you're saying. All they're worried about is what they have to say. When you have that type of person, it doesn't matter what you say. And you could scream it from the top of the roofs. It does not matter. They hear you crystal clear. They hear what you're saying. They don't care. They already have an opinion on it. You can't change that. There is people that listen to understand, and they're open-minded, and they go, yep, you know what? You got a point there. And they adjust their opinion based off of factual evidence. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. There's only those two type of people. Filthy Animal, shout out to the Filthy Animal. You should be more. You should be more. I don't know who he is. Uncle Filthy in the house. Call me out. Yeah, that's how I feel, bro. Call me out if I'm wrong. And come correct about it too, though. That's another thing. Respect is not given, it's earned. Like, you can't expect somebody to respect what you're doing when you haven't been given the respect. Like, it's hard. So for me, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and I go in as a neutral party, and I allow them to create their own image. I don't like to allow somebody else, and I've said it before, I don't judge another man's character off of another man's character. Like, I'm not going to go, I mean, I do, don't get me wrong. If you're a drug addict, you're hanging out with a bunch of other drug addicts, I'm gonna look at this drug addict and I'm gonna go, I'm not hanging out with those other people because they're all drug addicts. I mean, you have to adapt to your own life, to your own personal experiences. I have a large part of my life that I was addicted to drugs. So I had to understand that people, places, and things, like, I can't go around drug addicts and expect to not become a drug addict. I cannot go around bars and not expect to drink. I cannot go around strip clubs and not expect to do scandalous, devious shit. Like, you have to understand who you are as an individual. You have to understand who you are as a person. You have to know your triggers in life. Yo, what the crazy thing is the 12-step programs that are out that people do in NAAA, yo, in all reality, everybody should apply that stuff to their life. You should constantly be taking a personal inventory. You should constantly be going back and righting your wrongs. If you did somebody wrong and you know you did somebody wrong and you're holding that resentment in and you're holding that disappointment in yourself, you need to apologize. You need to make it right, regardless if they accept it or not. Like, that's not just for drug addicts. That's people that are suffering and doing horrible in their life and they're not progressing in life and they're losing friendships and they have to take that personal inventory. You can't take it for them. You can't correct none of that. And I feel like people think that they can correct other people, and I don't know if that's possible. I appreciate you, my opinion. Appreciate you. That's learning facts, Amanda. Little Jeffrey, Kenny. I see y'all over here. I was thinking about allowing a couple people to come up. I'll do one person and one person. And yo, I don't mind who comes up, to be honest with you. I don't care who it is. If you want to touch on any topic that I've been speaking on, that's fine. And I want to keep it to your experiences. Um, I want to keep it in a generalized statement. I don't want anybody to point fingers at anybody, because at the end of the day, I feel like I don't have that. There's no need for me on my stream to point anybody out. I know the people that I ride with. I know the people that I support. I know the people that I believe in, and I stand for Creek Squad. So at the end of the day, the only people that I don't ride with is anybody that comes at Creek Squad, that comes at my people. If you're Creek Squad, and I believe, me, Kurt, Captain Kurt, believes in my heart, in my mind, in my brain, in my soul, in my every being, that you are Creek Squad, then I ride for you. There's no, I don't have no slips to fill out. I don't got nothing. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm just saying I look at the people and I judge the people based off of the people, them as a whole. That's it. Taking me 2.5 years to say I am Creek Squad, because I am in the UK. I wonder if it would be accepted by those. Yo, are you crazy? No. Creek Squad is a way of life. Like, there's no, I don't, and I'm not speaking for anybody. I'm speaking for what my belief is and what I believe as an individual. Me, Kurt. That's it. Like I said, I was a fan of music, of Ryan's music, long before I found Creek Squad. And I'll get back on that for a second. When I went to Nashville, I seen the impact of everyone. And I had seen it on the internet. Shout out to Blue Collar Queen. I seen the love that she was showing, and that was early on. And I don't follow her as much as I did before, because I have, way more traction on everything now. It's hard to pay attention to everything. It really is. But you see these people that have been chanting this Creek Squad from forever, and when you get into a group of these people, I invite you to do it, because it will change your perspective on it. You'll be like, oh, this is awesome. There's different walks of life all over. People from the UK, people from it's not like a little tight little box that you have to fit this mold. It's no, you're slumming, you're successful, there's no, it's crazy. And when I seen that, the beauty of that, it was awesome. And I could judge people. I judged people at the Nashville show. I looked at, I better keep over here. At the end of the day, we're all there to see the same person. So who to keep away from, who not to keep away from, who you support, who you don't support. And at the end of the day, for me, that's all that matters. I mean, I know in my eyes what I believe is Creek Squad. And I mean, plenty of y'all know this thing's famous. It ain't going nowhere. It's church. It's what he sings about. It's his music. It's his life. It's his experiences. He's taking his life and putting it in music that we can relate to, that we can understand, that we go, yeah, that's what I do. That's the same. I live that same life. I go through those same struggles and I overcome them. And it helps you to understand, like I said, that, I've been doing this shit And I've been making my mind that I'm going to do it for me and my family and what's good for my life. And so many people hate on that. And then you hear my next to red. You're like, yo, thank you. Thank you. Cause you're right. That song is so universal. It doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, what life form. You could be an alien. You could be an alien. You could be a giraffe. You could be a zebra. You could be anything. If you understand what my next to red means, that could be your theme song. You know what I mean? You could have that. And that for me, that's one of the most powerful songs that he's ever made. Next to Red for me is one of the Holler Boys and Next to Red. And obviously they're both and I don't know what it is, but Next to Red will get me out of any funk that I've ever been in. It don't matter what's going on in my life. I put Next to Red on and everything just gone. That's Creek Squad to me. That's the music. That music entity, that ball of energy that pushes through the speaker and smacks me. And I'm like, yo, what just happened? I was just pissed off at the world because I thought that I was doing everything wrong. I thought I didn't have my life figured out. Why couldn't I pay this? Why couldn't I do that? Why do I have to? Why? No. Shut up. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. This will pass. Everybody's going to hate on what you're doing. They're going to say that you can't do this. You can't do that. You shouldn't do this. But at the end of the day, guess what? Came out on top. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. You don't even have to come out on top. You just got to get through what you're getting through. And if you use Ryan's music to get through what you're getting through, that's music, dog. That is music. So, like, for me, I can't judge or call anybody not anything because I don't know your situation. I don't know your life. I don't know why you're selling drugs or I don't know. Maybe you're addicted to drugs and your sale of it is the only way that you can maintain your lifestyle and keep going in your life. Without that, you wouldn't have. I can't knock that. I can't judge you for that. I can judge you for it that I don't fuck with you, but I can't judge you for anything. I don't know I can't put your shoes on and walk in it. I'm not you. And that's what I've been living by for a long time now. It took a lot of work, personal self inventories all the time to check myself and to figure out that at the end of the day, bro, nobody is making the right choice. That might sound crazy, right? But at the end of the day, nobody is making the right choice. You are making the right choice, but to somebody else, it's always not going to be right. It might be right to 5 people or 6 people, but there's going to be a whole bunch of people that say, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? That's my next to red. That is what I feel like when those 6 people believe in me and those 5 million people say you're an idiot. My next to red, watch me, bitch. Like, that's what I feel like. I get in a bad mood at work. I get upset. I'm going through some personal shit that nobody's going to change my opinion on it. Imagine that. You can't change my opinion. I'm going to tell you about it. You're going to tell me why I shouldn't do it. And I'm going to say, you're wrong. And I'm going to give you more of an excuse why it happens. I put that music on in that bathroom, or I put that headset on and I put that music on, or I'm riding home in my car. I could conquer the world. That's what music is to me. And that's what Creek Squad is to me. People's chant makes me want to punch people in the face when I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets me in that. But at the end of it, you start going, yeah. Oh, damn. You feel that shit wash off you, dude. It just, and there ain't nobody that's going to take that from me. There ain't nobody on the internet that can take that feeling from me. There ain't nobody in real life that can take that feeling from me. The only thing that's going to take that feeling from me is me being in the ground and not being able to grab my phone or a car or anything and put Ryan Upchurch on. Period. That's it. That's me. You can call me out. You can talk shit. You can say it don't matter. And I'm speaking in general terms forever for the rest of my life. It don't matter what's going on now, tomorrow, next week, so on and so forth. So many people have said, well, what if Ryan changes his ideology of his life and becomes a scumbag? You got his name tattooed on you. Well, you know what? Imagine that, because I support it regardless. I know the type of person he is, and I know the type of music he made, and I understand why I put it on me. And it doesn't matter if 10 years from now he's nowhere to be found. I support what the music does for me, for Kurt. That's it. And I'm getting, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to get aggressive a little bit, but I'm passionate about this shit. I love this shit. I don't get on YouTube because uh I I don't know, bro. I like the friendships. I like the I like the music. I really love the music. I love watching reactions. I love seeing people interpret a song differently. I love, and people, sometimes people take offense to when you say what you think you heard in a song. But I like people to come challenge what I heard. Tell me what I heard different. Tell me how I heard it differently. That's music, because that might be the piece of the song that the person didn't hear that they needed to hear. If I think I heard this whole song and this song to me is a good song, right? You might tell me, hey, bro, he said this, this, and that there. Oh, what? That could be the piece of that song that makes that song that next to Red that makes you feel some type of way. And music and sounds, your ears are your brain, bro. Your ears are your brain. Boom, boom. It goes right into here and right to your brain. You have to transfer all that feeling and that emotion from the brain to the heart. And that connection right there is what separates Ryan's music from everybody else for me, is it can get through it's not just hype. It's not just words. And there's plenty of artists that do that. But I love the movement that Creek Squad has, bro. I ride with the people. I've said it over and over and over. I appreciate you, Brooke. I said it over and over and over. I love look at my dog in here. There you go. Keep running your bag, Captain Kurt. And that man right there, I love watching his reactions. You know why? Because he ain't afraid to tell somebody what he feels about on a song. Meaning he don't have to say it's trash, but he'll pick up a lyric in there and he'll pick it out. He'll say, yo, I'd be careful using that, and he's gonna be himself regardless. I can guarantee you that. Right over to Big Zeus and check Zeus out. Zeus will show you he's going to be Zeus, regardless of what anybody tells him, what anybody tries to guide him through. So when I hear him listening to an Upchurch song, being Zeus, being Big Zeus, in my eyes, it's obvious of what he is. I don't need him to say he is anything. I see what he is because I judge him based off of what he's listening to, the emotions that he gains from the music, the energy that he gains from the music. That's what I judge it off of. I don't judge Zeus off of what he looks like, what he sounds like, what he does, what he acts like, where he goes later on when he gets off the internet. I don't care about that. I know based off of the music, the type of mindset that he's rocking with. And I've seen multiple reactions with him. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it should be. If you ain't sub to Zeus, I don't know why you ain't. Because that's what it is, bro. It's real. Kenny Reacts, another person, another reaction channel. I knew people could say, oh, that's your boy. But at the end of the day, I found Kenny on YouTube just like y'all found Kenny on YouTube. No different. But I believed in what Kenny was doing. Little Payday. That's another one. I believe in what Little Payday is doing. You know what I'm saying? I believe in what a lot of y'all are doing. I do. Doesn't mean I agree with it, but I believe in you. Shout out to you for trying. You know what I mean? Shout out to you for trying to do something. Is it right all the time? I don't know. Who am I to judge what's right and wrong? I have no idea, dude. I ain't no better than you or anybody listening to this shit. I don't know, dude. I have no clue what's right and wrong. I prove that with all the times I've been arrested. I didn't know. I learned. I figured it out. I learned today. I learned every day. It's a day at a time, man. People make bad decisions all the time. And like I said, it's how you overcome your poor decisions in life. But I got to calm my ass down. Hey, I got you, dog. I support anybody that wants the support, bro. That Zeus, I see you on there, bro. I see you constant putting out content, and it's not about what other people want to watch. It's what Zeus wants to watch. And I love that about you, bro. Don't change nothing. Nothing. Keep talking your shit. Keep calling it what it is. And yo, you'll to the top you go, Zeus. And yo, in all reality, what is the top? For me, I don't know what the top is. I don't see a top. I'm just going to keep going. There ain't no top. You're always looking for more. You got to stay hungry. You can't say, oh, I'm at the top. Here I am. Because guess what? Before you know it, there's going to be 3 more tops that you can't even get to now because you're already back down at the bottom. People done. You ever climbed anything, that and got to a certain point, or you ever ran a race, a sprint, like a long sprint, like a triathlon or whatever you want to call them? You see those people that take off and they're just running as hard as they can. And you're like, man, that dude's way ahead of me, way up in front of me. And you just keep it at constant pace and just don't see an end. You just keep going. You pace that mind and that body to just continue to go. Look at Forrest Gump. I know it's a movie, but the concept of that, he just kept running. He didn't stop. There's no need to stop and try to figure other things out. Keep running, keep figuring out what you need to figure out along your run. Use that to keep going. Don't stop and think, oh, should I go? No, but before you know it, all your opportunities and everything is done passed you by. Come on. Hey, Brady, much love, dog. I appreciate you stopping in. Peace, Brady. Kenny, I'm starving. That's how you should be. Stay hungry. I like a lot of Ryan's music. Hell, I love music. It's therapeutic, but the whole Creek Squad movement is tainted by somehow of them. Yo, but you can't look, you're going to believe what you want to believe. That's going to be what you believe. I can't change that. But what I will say is look at it through a different perspective. Like, look at it outside of what you believe and what you think like you could be a good old country boy. And as long as that music hits that emotion, that is to me, that's a movie. It's not any one person. It's what the music has done to every one of us that listen to it. That's it. If you rock with the music and you relate to the music and you understand the music and the music has changed your life, that's all it is to me. I don't look at it like you said right here. I like a lot of Ryan's music, how I love music. It's therapeutic, but the whole Creek Squad movement is tainted by how some of the people act and how Creek Squad, I like the good old country boy girls. Look, I'm telling you, it's tainted because you've allowed it to be tainted. That's what I'm trying to explain to you is that something can only be tainted if you allow it to be tainted. For me, it ain't changed nothing. Last night, 2 days ago, 3 months ago, I promise you on everything I love. 3 months ago to this morning, the music I listened to, the Ryan Upchurch music I listened to, my emotions were the same 3 months ago to now. It was the same feeling when the music played. Nothing changed. Nobody changed that emotion. That to me is all it takes from me. I don't need to look back and go, oh, well, I feel a certain type of way because so-and-so made me feel a certain type of way. Because now, no, that doesn't work like that. All the trolling going on is not helping Creek Squad. And I'll say this about that. Remember the roots. Remember roots of anything. Remember where things come from. Remember how things came about. Remember that it's YouTube. It's an entertainment platform. But I want you to remember that a lot of people found Ryan through Vine. So you're going to have a lot of people that are trolls at heart that rock with Ryan. You can't discredit everybody because of some trolls. What timestamp do you need to find, Kenny? What is why me saying? Oh, it's gone. Yeah, shout out to Miss Lori. Shout out to all them. Like, I respect anybody's hustle. I do, and who am I to judge? That's all I'm going to say about that. Pretty much, I'm going to kind of transition into allowing a couple other people to come up and talk because I know I've ranted and raved and I said I was going to do it, but I'm going to do it. Camera's got to come on. If I don't know who you are, what's good? Oh, it's all right, Kenny. I just was making sure I didn't miss something, Bubba. I'm going to pin this. Like I said, if you're coming up, try to keep it relevant to what I'm talking about. say your piece and keep it moving, because I'm not making a whole panel. It doesn't flow right. Can't understand what people are saying. People are talking over one another. But I just want everybody to know that I won't be speaking on any one individual whatsoever. I'm not doing it. It's not my place. It's not who I am as a person. It's not. I got respect for everybody that's a part of this. And that's where I'm gonna keep that. What's good, Coca? And if nobody wants to come up, that's fine. I completely understand. Like I said, this is what I feel, what I believe, and I'm just voicing my opinion. I don't expect anybody else to follow what I'm saying. I don't expect anybody to agree with what I'm saying. I'm just letting everybody know so that there's a video here. So that if anybody else comes to me and says, "Hey, can you touch on this?" No, I can't. Why not? There's a video. I touched all on it. I touched all around it. That's what it is. I'm sure somebody will cut that one too. Giving y'all golden content. Cut it up. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. All right. First up, we'll do Mr. Charlie D. What's good, Mr. Charlie D?
Hang on there. Let me get this thing sorted out.
All right,
Can't see you for a second.
You're good. I'll pull you down. I'll let you, man, girl. What's good, you man, girl?
Oh, is he down?
What's good?
Not much.
Did you have something you wanted to say, or you just kind of coming up to hang out?
Coming up to hang out, but also just wanted to say thank you for all you do, and I really appreciate it. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, I appreciate you, but I'm gonna try to keep it moving with one person up here at a time, so I can keep it flowing. If a couple other people want to come up, no disrespect to you, but I'm just gonna try to keep it. So I don't want anybody to feel like anybody's cutting anybody off today. I want everybody, if they want to say anything, have that opportunity. So you, man, girl, I'll keep you backstage, and if you want to come up, just pop your camera on or something.
Okay.
Oh, as I did it, Charlie D took off. Coca. Hey, Coca, y'all in the chat, man, tell Coca he needs to get on the interview. He's been saying we're getting an interview. We're doing this. My dog. I'm just playing, Coca. You know I love you, dog. Whenever you're ready, bro. Charlie D, you ready back there? Thumbs up. I can't hear you, Charlie. You're going to have to hit me with the thumbs up or something. Hat nod. Yep. Okay. What's good, homie?
What's happening? I just want to say I support you 100%. And one of these days, I'd like for you to, if you have time, to maybe talk to me and teach me how to do like a reaction of, the computer part.
Nah, man, you got a cell phone. You could. I do it all on this thing right here. All the reactions are done right here on this phone.
Yeah.
So I could definitely set you up, man.
I mean, I liked how you guys do that.
Right.
It kind of amazes me sometimes,
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. It's not that hard. You'd be surprised once you did it. You'd be like, oh, that's so easy. I do that all the time.
I mean, I know. Hell, I'm older or whatever, just getting started, but I'm pretty intelligent.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, bro. Some of the best reactions come from Buckeye Creeker that I see. I like his perspective on. He's an older gentleman. I don't know if you've ever seen Buckeye Creeker, but shout out to Buckeye Creeker. Just his perspectives on music and his thoughts on it's great, bro. It's a beautiful thing to watch, to be honest with you. I challenge anybody that ain't got outside of their normal reaction channels to go find somebody different. That's why I try to share different ones. I think it's important to music.
I'm sub to him, and people like Deacon Blue. I'm sub to him. He's got pretty good music.
Yeah, Deacon Blue is an old MC, man. And I don't mean to say no disrespect when I say old, but he's just got that old soul, man. He's keeping it true to rap. Like I got a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, when I listened to that tribute he did for his dad, I mean it if you listen to it, I mean, you can feel it in your soul. You know, that's the type of music which I listen to all music. I'm not just like some people say, oh, the older people just listen to country. No, I listen to everything
Yeah.
because, like Ryan said one time, you live the songs, and if you listen, you can tell if it's from the heart or if it's just jotted down just to feel the record. You know.
I'll be real with you. I used to be a big fan of like trap rap. You know, you got Kevin Gates, Jeezy, Gucci, Boosie. I was real big on that southern trap rap sound, that lifestyle, that strip club lifestyle, that wild life, that clubbing. That's what I was living when I was listening to that music. But when I stepped out of that lifestyle, bro, and I got sober and I
Yeah.
started living a different life, a different, mindset, I needed to find music that matched that music, and I stumbled upon Ryan's music, and that's what did it for me. So to each their own. However you find your journey through life, I can't knock it. You could listen to opera music, and I'm gonna say, that's pretty dope because that's dope to you. That's you like it, and that's all that matters.
Well, think about Ryan's music. It feels everything. You know, it ain't just. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you listen to Ryan's music, and I ain't trying to kiss your butt, Ryan. Yeah, but hey, Miss Patty. But yeah, if you listen to his music, you can tell he's putting his soul in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
No matter if it's the Charlie Daniels or whatever, you know, he's putting his soul in it, his spirit in it, and that's
Right.
what makes it good.
Yeah, the emotion, the life experiences are what I take music from. Like
Yeah.
I used to listen to the beat. I used to listen to the hype feeling from it. I still do, but sometimes when I need to listen to something I can relate to, that's where I go. I mean, there's plenty of routes that I go. I
Yeah.
just find myself stumbling along that route first. I mean, I got a lot of love for the country rap genre. I mean, Coca's song "Embrace It" drove me to continue doing YouTube. Like
Yeah.
that's my love for what he's doing, his movement. Like it all changes. People make their own past, people make their own memories, people build their own legacies, and nobody is gonna change that. That's mainly what the only way it's changed is if somebody allows them to interfere with what they're doing.
Right. And I'm telling you, man, I've been all over the country. It's like that one song. There's country people all over the United States. I did a show up in Weedsport, New York,
Yeah.
by the Erie Canal, and this little place they had up there. And I swear to God, the people you would think they was from right here in Arkansas. Oh, yeah, I mean, maybe not as bad as me, but you know, you could tell they was country folks.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, no, I hear you, bro. It ain't nothing like that. I mean, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But Charlie, I got a couple people backstage. I
Yeah.
appreciate
I
you
will
coming
get
up here.
down and y'all, I just want to tell y'all, everybody in the chat, y'all are all good folks. Let's all back Captain Kirk and what he's trying to do, build a community bigger, and in the turn of it, it's going to help all of your channels grow too.
To be honest with
Peace,
you, Charlie,
Kirk.
that's what all these different communities are, man. They're just sister stores and franchise. It's like if you look at it like that, man, we're all just one cause. It's music. If you keep it to music,
Yeah.
and you keep it to that music movement, at the end of the day, you'll pick and choose who you ride with and who you don't. But I
Yeah.
appreciate you, dog.
And don't let the negative people that's on here keep bogging us down. Let's just go on and grow without them if that's what they want to be.
Right.
But love y'all. I'm gonna get down.
Hey, you
Thank
too,
you,
man.
Kurt.
You too. Naughty, what's good, man?
My name's Naughty, and I like to party, and I'm here to crash your panel. What's up, bro?
Not much, man. Just chilling.
Hey, you're doing good.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, you're doing well. You and Mike and them guys that are supporting Lil Payday, you guys are all doing great. You keep him pushing on his music.
Yes, sir. That's what it's about, man. Helping one another grow, recognizing talent and providing support. It don't even have to necessarily be talent all the time, man. I find a lot of times that people just need somebody to tell them to keep going, and the growth and all that will come over time. And I know Payday's young and his music might not be what everybody loves, but you see the evolution of what he's doing. His last song he just dropped, I was completely impressed with his production through it. It was only like a 2-minute song, but that was about what the original song was too. So
Yeah. Well, now don't forget that sometimes you need to tell people that they need to stop too.
yeah, I agree.
Because
But at the-
sometimes people you know what I mean? They overreach,
Yep.
or somebody's hyping them up and saying that, oh yeah, this is great, but it's not, you know?
right, criticism is important, good and bad. I agree with you.
Yeah, yeah. So
I
just
agree.
make sure you keep both in there.
Yes, sir. You already know, Naughty. I
You know what I
appreciate
mean?
everything you do, Newsman.
Oh, bro, it's all good. All right, man. I just want to hop up and say, make sure you keep both sides of that coin, though.
Yeah,
You can't
yes,
lose
sir.
both sides. You got to remember the positive and the negative.
Right. There's a top and a bottom. You got to do it both.
There
I get you.
is. There is.
Yep.
You got to think about the whole picture, not just the part of the picture that you're in, but the
Right.
whole, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. You can't
Yeah.
close yourself off to what you're doing. You have to pay attention to everything around you as well.
Right.
Yep.
Especially when you're in the lane that I think you guys are in, is because everything connects to a bigger picture.
Right.
And
I
you're
agree.
you're right. You're right about the emotions thing. The best music is the guy that believes what he's saying.
Exactly. And,
So
and the
and that's
music
the
that,
same
yeah,
thing with everything else. As long as you believe what you're saying and you believe you're right, and you're basing yourself off of your belief, not somebody else's. I don't give a shit what somebody else's belief is, but
that's me,
your,
dog.
like, my belief. I'm standing on my belief. You stand on your belief.
Yep.
And if your belief can change with somebody else's fact, then you adapt and you overcome and you continue. I mean,
Exactly.
it's okay to be wrong. If you believe something all your life, and at the end of the day, you're wrong, it's okay to go, well, shit, that sucks. I'm wrong. I guess I'll just change that.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
important.
you can't look back and go, well, I fucked up my whole life doing that. I mean, maybe for a second you can go, well, fuck, but then, stop and realize that you can't change it now. You just change it for the future.
Right. No, that's, hey, I 100% agree with you. You have to be wrong every now and then. Being wrong is important, just as important it is as being right. 'Cause
Right.
that's
You
how
don't grow if you're not wrong.
No.
If you're right all the time, you stay stagnant,
Exactly.
because then your brain gets all fucking overinflated in your head, and you just can't walk through the
Egotistic.
door anymore. Yep.
All your ego just swallows everything, and you just become this person that nobody wants to be around. You're right. I mean,
Right.
100% correct.
Dirty hands make clean money.
That's the truth.
All right, bro. Take it easy. We'll see you next time.
You too, Naughty. Seth Squatch, what's good, my dog?
What is up? What is up?
How much, man? What are you doing?
Oh, I was just sitting there listening. You're so full of fucking wisdom at times. Like, I don't know, you there's just shit that you said that's clicked. I don't know, since I've been around you, but you were talking about the different music. Like, one of the things that impresses me so much about Ryan is how many motherfuckers do you know that are in 3 different genres fucking doing shit? You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about actually doing shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, one of my go-to songs is Black Sheep. Yeah, like that's
Black Sheep.
damn
Yeah, bro.
right.
Hey,
I mean, but that's, I'm like, fuck yeah, I identify, I get that. Like, and then another one, I'm gonna go to the opposite end of the spectrum. We're gonna go to Fallen. You know what I mean? That's another one that I really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit. And then I'm not even gonna lie, like, shout out Crick Squad. I love Crick Squad, but I have a man crush on Jelly Roll. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. Like, there's like, they were talking about, like, how there's certain songs that Ryan, and I'm not trying to take away from Crick Squad right now, but like Jelly Roll, he moves me the way Ryan moves you. So I do get that. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, that's all that matters, bro. That's what I'm saying. I don't care what artist it is. It doesn't matter. That feeling to me, That
Yes.
feeling that you have with Jelly Roll, Ryan just named his Creek Squad. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
That's what
Yeah.
I've visioned my whole time ever being a part of this, is that feeling, that emotion that you get, that validation as a human being, that yes, you're next to Red, but you don't give a shit and you're gonna continue to do what you gotta do. That feeling, yeah, that's the same thing. Jelly Roll could give it to you, Second Chance could give it to you, Toby Keith could give it to you, Wyona Judd
I mean,
could give it. It
whoever
doesn't
gives,
matter.
I mean, well, different genre depends on what mood I'm in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
right.
that's one thing I do like about Ryan. Like if I'm in a country mood, I can still listen to church. You know what I mean? If I'm in a rock,
Right.
But like I'm about to, I love therapeutic music. You know what I mean? Like how should I put it? I don't even know how to put it. Like
Can I touch on something real quick?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. My fault. That was my bad.
I was going to say, like, I've gone through a fucked up situation. This is how I dealt with it. There's a story at the end of it. Take some wisdom from it, type shit. Fucking,
Yep.
Him getting through his shit is getting me through my shit, and it's getting us through our shit. Whether it be Ryan Upchurch or Yellow Wolf or Struggle or who the fuck ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
It don't matter who it is. That's what I think. I think people, I can't say people because I don't want to speak in like, I'm not speaking in general about anybody, but I'm just saying, I feel like people tend to lose sight of music for what it is because of a fan base, if that makes sense. Like if you look at mainstream music, the way that it is adapted its fan base, I mean, look, they're pushing each other over and killing one another in crowds. So
Yeah.
that fan base has become so enraged and engulfed in what they see as their artists that they believe in, that they're willing to go to any level to destroy anything to get to it.
Right.
So I think that's what happens regardless of what it is. With success is going to come chaos. And
Lack
not
of a
everywhere.
better term.
Yeah.
In my opinion, sometimes I feel like, sometimes everybody don't need to be a troll. Some people just need to sit down and shut the fuck up and be a watcher. Like
Right.
I'm not trying to be rude, disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's some people that, and I'm talking about in any community. I'm not talking. This is as generalized as you can goddamn get. Whether it be in the mob tube, the fucking we push back community, whatever fucking community you're in. Like, everybody's not meant to be a troll. People need to learn their place. They need to fit in where they get in.
But I don't know about that though. In the same sense, I can't really agree with that because a lot of times, like you that's how you're able to understand the community though. Like people, you can't put anything in a box, Seth. Like I get where you're coming
I'm not
from.
saying put them in a box.
No, I know. Hold on, hear me out for a second. I know you say learn the place, but a lot of times people move into those type of communities and you realize that they're not a part of it. That just makes it that much easier to identify a situation. If everybody that came into a troll community was nothing but trolls and that's all they were good at, it would be too much good and not enough bad. And you got to have them both. You got to have that.
No. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I understand. Yeah, I see that perspective. Yeah.
You just got to be careful because people wish things, they want this so bad, but then next thing you know, now it's to the point where nobody can even leave their house because they got real trolls all over the place that are, you know what I'm saying? You just got to be, and at the end of the day, bro, like I come to this understanding too, we're all human. Everybody's going to try different things. Some people might think that they're a troll and move over into that type of community and realize they're not about that and they get out of there. Some people may think they're about Creek Squad and they get over here and they're not about it. That's okay, bro. That's the evolution of a man and a person. Yeah.
But you don't have to come in and destroy shit and then leave. Just leave like you came in. You know what I mean? Like you go through the same fucking way you came in. Don't make a new door. Don't make, you know what I mean? Don't stir a bunch of shit up and be like, oh, fuck Creek Squad. No,
well, that's the integrity of the person, though. That's going to depend on the person. Like, there's plenty of people that have had issues with so and so, and they just quietly dismiss themselves. And you know what? That to me, that's more respectable than try to drag anybody else out with you.
Oh, that's the way. I mean, that's how I feel about it. But like, the thing is, I can step away from Creek Squad and still be Creek Squad. That's the beauty of Creek Squad. You know what I'm saying?
Like, there's a lot of people that aren't even on the internet.
Exactly. Like, we're just not Creek Squad. There's motherfuckers that don't know who you are, Captain Kirk, that are Creek Squad. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean,
Yeah.
like that's the beauty of Creek Squad, though. It's that mindset. It's an idea. It's not a fucking. It's a lifestyle. Just
Right.
like
At the end of the day, said nobody's going to be able to take it from me. That's why I'm glad you seem like you have that same type of feeling with Jelly Roll's music. Like nobody is going to say, "Yo, you're the value to me of Creek Squad is I can keep that forever regardless of who tries to take it from me." It's not it's that emotion, that feeling from the music that an individual makes. That's what it is for me.
Right.
So I can hold on to that for the rest of my life till they put me in the dirt and I can't hear music anymore. And even then, I might have memories, hopefully. So who knows?
all right, here, break it down this way. I'll take it even a step further. Like the lifestyle that I live a biker lifestyle. Okay, I fuck the world. This is my world. You know what I mean? You live in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I That's a lifestyle. Just like, you know what I'm saying? That is, I wake up every day and decide that I'm going to live this way. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? That I'm going to ride my Harley and fuck the world. Just like
Yeah.
I'm going to wake up every day while I'm riding my Harley, I'm going to be bumping Ryan Upchurch saying fuck the world.
And who's going to change that though? That's what I'm saying. Who can I get on here and tell you said you ain't riding
Fuck
your Harley
no.
and listen?
I'll tell you,
That's
get fucked.
yeah.
I
That's
mean, you
what
know
I'm
what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know,
Hey, be
that's
careful on dropping the F bomb too many times in a row though, because who knows
I
what they'll do.
apologize.
You're
I'm
all right.
horrible. I got a potty mouth. Yeah.
I don't mind you slipping in there with emotion, but just be careful because you ripping home runs with that thing.
Boom. Out
Yeah.
the park. Out the
You're
park.
all right. You're all right.
Son of a mother trucker. Oh, you thought I
Yeah.
was going to do it again, didn't
There
you?
you go. That's good. That's perfect. Shout out to two mother truckers.
Yeah, two mother truckers. No, but no, I want to get down and let somebody else up. But no, like, I understand where you're coming from. Like, there's certain music that, you know, like I can listen to Little Rock by Colin Rain and it'll damn near make me cry. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because of memories or whatever. So, like, I get it. And music is very emotional, it's therapeutic for me. Like, but yeah, and Creek Squad's an idea. It's not, in my opinion, here. I'm speaking for myself. It's an idea. It's a mindset. It's a lifestyle. Has
Right.
nothing to do with just listening to Ryan Upchurch. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's bigger than that. It's bigger than just the music. But the music is what brings us together.
Right. Facts. Well, I appreciate you coming up, Seth.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good evening.
You too. Hey, shout out to Mike 12 Point. He's a good example too. You know, nobody's gonna tell Mike to stop doing what Mike wants to do. At the end of the day, Mike's gonna do what Mike wants to do. So, I mean, that's what it comes down to, man. There's a StreamYard link there. Anybody's welcome to come up and talk. I see Mr. Reaction Reviews in here. He's always trying to get me to talk with him. Here I am. I'm just kidding, dog. But for real, it's there. It's there. Hit it. I don't mind. Keep it general. Keep it about your circumstance. But I really thought it was important to get this video here, to get a live up, so that everybody understood my stance on it and know that I don't, I'm not doing it. I'm not going down that road. Everybody understands that for me, Creek Squad is the failing that the music, the relationship to the music, the relationship to the people that enjoy the music. That's it. You ain't gonna take that from me. It doesn't matter how many times you stream on the internet. It doesn't matter how many times you hashtag it. It doesn't matter how much music. Hell, I know people that are 100% Creek Squad that I just don't rock with what they do as a person in their everyday life. But does that mean I don't have their back? Hell no. Anybody that I feel in my heart that's Creek Squad, if somebody pushes them or has a problem with them, they got a problem with me. You know what I mean? And face to face, I'm not talking internet beef. I'm saying if I'm standing with anybody and we're standing in the street and they get approached by a squad of people and they try to jump on them, I got you. You know what I mean? But it's like that. It goes just like that with, you know, it's way more than that. Trolling should be funny. Trolling isn't same. Yeah, no, I agree. 100%, Mike. 100%. Mike, a troll has to, people don't understand a troll. And that goes back to not everybody's going to know everything. If that makes sense. People are going to test the waters. People are going to, you can't, there's a lot of people that have no morals. There's a lot of people that are disrespectful. There's a lot of people that don't have compassion and don't have a heart and don't respect people. Like, you can't box everybody in with those type of people. You have to separate everybody as a person. Like we're all people. We all have our own ideas, our own opinions, our own philosophies. Yo, Billy, if you're back there, I think I seen you. Just pop that camera on for a second, dog. I'll throw you up. Oh no, I know it's you. Never mind. You're good. What's up, man? I think you're muted, dog.
I'm not far behind, thank goodness. But look, man, I came on the YouTuber. I'm a fan of I support Ryan's music. Always have. Like I supported it.
You're breaking up a little bit. You're going. Yeah, I can't hear you, Hellbilly. Hellbilly is dropped out. No sound. If you hear me, I can't hear
Oh,
you.
I ain't got no sound, Bubba.
Now you're back. You roboted and then you
I'm
came
sorry,
back.
man. Anyway,
You said YouTuber and then we
it's
lost
my
you.
internet, man. It
You all right?
sucks. It sucks. I'm out in the woods.
Hey, that's okay, bro.
Nothing but respect. Much love to you, and keep doing what you do, brother. And I rock with Creek Squad. Always have. That's the whole reason I even started this. First off, my nephew, you know him as little spokesman. I mean, he's a Upchurch. He's a fan. Like, he got
Right.
me to digging it.
Right.
I'm more of a hellbilly. The term hellbilly comes from I don't know if you've heard of Hank 3, but it was his whole thing. And I go to concerts. I've never been to a Upchurch concert. I'd love to, but
Right.
we love the music.
Right.
But then you get people that go after people, and it's relentless. They like that Johnny Gobble mother. That some bitch, man. If I ever get a chance, if I ever get a chance to meet him, I'm punching him in the mouth. You know,
I'm sure
but
there's a
look,
lot of
man,
people.
Creek Squad all the way. And I don't know what the hell they. Yes, sir. Uncle
Yep.
Will is a great dude. I've talked to him. Look, I don't know why did he's getting all this. And that PBR guy's just a fucking fool. Excuse my. I'm gonna get down because I'm gonna start cussing. I
Hey,
can't
you're all right,
stand
Hellbilly. I
somebody
get where
that's
you're
gonna
I get
down a
where
man going at Upchurch because he doesn't agree with what he said about anything. We got a right to
Right.
be wrong. Everybody's got the same right to an opinion. It's an opinion. Upchurch
you shouldn't be held to a different standard.
thinks
just
whatever he
because
wants
of
about whatever case
Right.
he's looking.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But I'll let you get some of these people. But Working Very Strong, Creek Squad all day long. They can all come if they want some, come get some. Keep doing what you do, man.
Thank you for the
We
support, dog.
support you.
I appreciate y'all. Much love, man.
And thanks for letting me up.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, see that, and it goes like this. At the end of the day, if you support somebody for what they're doing, it doesn't matter what they support. Yo, he could yell Working Very Strong, he could yell Creek Squad, he could yell Hughes Crew, he could yell Rev Gang, he could yell whatever he wanted to. That's who he wants to rep. You know what I mean? I rep Captain's Cartel, Creek Squad. I ride over at the Workyverse. I enjoy the people over there, regardless of what anybody might think of what happens. At the end of the day, I don't judge somebody else based off of who they're. It goes hand in hand with. It's called respect, in my opinion. And if nobody else wants to come up, I'm probably going to be getting out of here. I feel like I explained where I stand with it and what I feel about it. We've all stated over and over, without a top or without a bottom, there can't be a top. It goes, that's across the board, that's in anything you do. You have to have different, that's what makes America, is it's a melting pot of a bunch of different types of people. You know, if you look in the Middle East, the majority of those people all look the same. They have the same ideas. They have the same jobs. They have everything is the same. Over here, we're all very different. You know, some people don't even eat the same class of food as their neighbor. You know what I mean? And that's the way it should be, bro. We all should have our own lives. Like we all should have our own ideas and our own ways to do it. And the more people try to stop that and shut that off, you start to create that modern day renaissance. I think that's how you would say it. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't want people to stop me from what I feel and what I want to do. And if I want to wear an orange hat, or if I want to get tattoos and get my tongue pierced and get Ryan Upchurch's name autographed on my arm, I want to have that respect. I want you to be able to have the respect to do whatever you want to do with your life. And at the end of the day, it goes back to this. People are scumbags. That's why. Because majority of the people that are saying what they're saying either already did it or they want to do it, and they're just mad that you did it before them. They're haters. I don't mind. Come on up, Bird. Bird, you're more than welcome. I don't have there's no need for anybody to ever think that Kurt is against anybody. I am, you know, if I look, I already told y'all, Big Zeus, shout out to Big Zeus. I don't have no different platforms, different communities. That's what this is all about. It's called networking. You know what I mean? It's called keeping it moving, keeping everybody. It's shout out to Vic XL. Keep it moving. I think this is Bird in the back, but it's coming up as Naughty. Oh, I see it, Bird. Yeah. Okay. That's what it is. And that's okay. Naughty. What's good, Naughty? No Naughty there. All right, yeah. So I don't know. All I'm saying is this, y'all. Everybody just, you know, I'm kind of sitting back, observing what goes on. It is what it is. I got love for everybody out here doing their thing. Naughty, if you want to come back, I didn't realize he was muted. My bad, y'all. It's here because I respect you so much. Appreciate you, Miss Luck. Man, where did Mr. Reactions and Reviews go? I didn't even realize that. Appreciate it. My bad, Naughty. There he is. Back.
Is it
What's up?
unmuted now?
Yeah. My bad, bro.
Oh, I just want to say, make sure that I say shout out to the Bird's Nest and
Yeah,
Boss
bro,
Lady
for real.
Bird.
I'm always kicking it in the Bird's Nest. I hang out, I listen, I love it over there.
I know you're always around. You and Sin, and I mean, there's always somebody running through the nest.
Bro, that should be okay. I've said this before. Like people are afraid. I'm glad you came back up for a second because I gotta say this. This is important. This is something I gotta get off my chest. People are afraid to say that they support anything else in fear that it's not going to be okay that they support this. Like I'm allowed and anybody else is allowed to support one thing and another thing. Like there's nothing that says you got to just do this.
Absolutely. I'm not going to stop being friends with you just because and I know you don't support him, but like, let's say you support Psychobabble. Right. I'm not going to stop saying I'm not going to say I don't support Captain Kirk because he supports Psychobabble. Now, I would say that because Psychobabble.
Yeah, I was going to say that's kind of hard, bro. Because
because now that I think of it, he's done some things that are the line for me, the absolute line. But you get what I'm saying. I mean, as long as you're not messing with kids, I don't care who your friends are.
That's how I feel.
But if your friend is messing with kids, then I care.
What I feel is this, bro. I feel like people shouldn't. No, I'll say this.
Well, I mean, what I care is that I'm going to tell you shouldn't be around that person. I care for you.
Right.
And if you keep going around that person, at some point, I'm going to have to stop coming around you because that's just the way life works, really. I can't put my family in danger because one of my friends wants to go hang out with a fucking turd. You know what I mean?
Like I said, you hang around a barbershop long enough, you get a haircut. You hang around those type of people long enough to act like that. But in the same sense, what I mean is it's okay to support multiple channels. It's okay. People,
yeah.
I feel like people are so worried that they're not just supporting the people that they're supposed to support, that if they step outside of that, and it goes to even music, bro. I don't mean just trolling or communities. I mean music. Sometimes there's people that support a certain artist or a certain genre that they're afraid to show that they got support for this type of song or that artist over there or this. And I don't know why. I don't understand why. Like you see, they get nervous when it happens and they don't know what to do. And they're like, oh, bro, it's if that's what you like, that's what you want.
Yeah.
You can't let nobody else be mad at you for supporting two different things. That's stupid.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I don't get it. And I get it all the time, bro, because I get people are like, oh, are you Workyverse? Why don't you worry about what you need to worry about? I hang out where the hell Kurt wants to hang out. You can't label me anything. The only thing you can label me is Captain Kurt. I can say I'm Creek Squad and I support the people in Workyverse. Do I completely understand it completely enough to say that? No, I can't say I support it. And I am Workyverse strong. I don't know it well enough to be like, yo, that's what I am. But I support the people in it. I enjoy Naughty. I like listening to Bird. I love cracking up the PD. Sometimes I don't even know what they're talking about. It's just a funny conversation. And
Oh yeah.
and that's content. That's what YouTube is meant for. And if you're gonna judge everything that everybody does all the time, you should probably get off of YouTube.
Yeah. No. I mean, like for me and Bird and Rowan, we all listen to different music. We all, we all watch different things, different content. And then we all kind of come back together and we show it to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I feel like it's been working out is we're all individuals that like to hang out with each other and like to be around each other. So it just happened to work out that we're bringing content to each other to show each other. And now all the other people that we're also with it there in the Workyverse we're showing, like me and Petey going out and messing with that fucking badcore guy all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we bring that back, and I started bringing that back last night and showing people. It's been fun.
Yeah. I mean, bro, you got to remember, like, it's so weird to me that YouTube is a platform that creates content, but at the same time, a lot of people don't really see the content for what it is. Like they judge it because they think it's just a target. Like things become personal on YouTube, but there's also comedy. There's so many different sides of an emotion, man. And the word judgment is, to me, that word is so flip-floppy. Like I was told when I was young, bro, judge everything. Everybody needs to be judged. Judge them for everything. Don't go about on strangers. Don't go do this. As you get older, you need to hang around the good kids. You need to hang around the right people. You need to hang around this.
Well,
And
see,
then as
that's
soon as
not,
you turn 18,
they call that judgment calls, but that's perception.
right. But at the same time, though, you turn 18 and go, stop judging people. Don't judge them.
Right.
Just look at them for their personality. So
Yeah,
you're
I think my mom did real well with that with me. She was like,
I
don't
agree.
judge, just fucking, everybody's an individual. There's perception. And then my mom explained to me guilt by association.
Right. I'm not anybody to judge anybody, bro. I don't even know how, you know what I mean? What is there to judge? How do I know they're right from wrong is what my point is. Like,
Absolutely,
I
you
know
don't.
why y'all are doing whatever you do, but at the end of the day, who am I to say you're wrong? I don't know.
Right.
It blows my mind, dude. And I feel like you're right. Judgment should be eliminated. That word judgment should be taken out because there's no such thing really, honestly, as judgment. You can't judge somebody based off of somebody that you don't like. You can have a opinion or a perspective on a person, but it's really hard to judge somebody because you're only judging them on one or two or three situations. It's not a full overall judgment on an individual because it might, bro, there's people that make bad choices for 5 years of their life and then they're good for the rest of their life, never make a bad choice. How can you judge them at all? Because you don't know other than the 5 bad and whatever happened in between. You can't make judgment on that. It's weird.
Well, I mean, you got to perceive it first and then you can make a judgment call on it.
Yes. Okay.
You know what I mean? You got to fully understand it. I mean, because there is going to be judgment. I don't like to push religion.
Yeah, no,
on YouTube, you know what I mean? But the only person that gets the final judgment, there's only one dude that gets that. So we let him have it. And then we're supposed to perceive and then make our judgments for our lives.
Right.
To go along with it. So like I perceive somebody as being a criminal, doing the bad things with kids.
Right.
I perceive that. I stop. I make sure that that's what I'm perceiving.
Right.
And then once it's concurred, and not just myself, but several other people in my group are going, yep, that looks kind of messed up.
Right.
And then we wait a little while longer. And then we go, okay, yep, that's definitely messed up. Then
See, that's important you say that, because there's other people that don't have the same perception of you or the perception you do that allowed you to make that judgment. So then they try to make their judgment based off some shit they don't know what they're talking about. I'm
Right.
so glad you said that. You're right. So if you have a perception of somebody that you've developed off of factual things that you've seen with your own eyes, and somebody else comes over here and tries to make judgment off of you or even the other individual without having a solid perception on what they see, they're wrong. And I agree with that 100%.
Right. You got to go all the way back to the base material.
Yep.
Because I can sit here and tell you, I can say Captain Kurt's a piece of crap all day long.
Right.
But if I don't give you a base material to go off of, then this other person just agrees with me to say you're a piece of crap. Then we've not made a judgment. That's just my opinion, my perception of you.
Right.
Right. And
Yep.
what am I making that perception on? Nothing.
Right. That's what the problem lies. There's a lot of the problem though within any community is that
That's the
people
sheep
tend-
mentality.
Yes, people tend to lean on what other people use as their opinion, and they believe their opinion without any factual feelings of their
Yeah.
own opinion. Like it goes, you're right, dude. That's everything in life. It don't even have to be on the community. It could be at work, it could be in the grocery store.
Right. That's where that blind loyalty comes. There's things like blind faith and blind loyalty. And blind faith is following the big guy.
Right.
Because we're not sure if he exists or not. I'm sure, but most people aren't sure. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
blind faith. You're putting faith into something you've never seen.
Yeah, you don't understand, right?
But putting blind loyalty into something that you can see is dumb.
Right.
So if I'm just running behind Kurt, going Captain Kurt, Captain Kurt, Captain Kurt, and not knowing anything about Captain Kurt, then that would be my fault on the
Yeah.
backside if I got caught up in some crap. If I'm not
Yeah.
paying attention to what Captain Kurt's doing presently or what Captain Kurt has said in the recent past, not in the distant past, because everybody fucking grows up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can only make my perception off of what you've done recently within the last, let's say 90 to 100 days, 6 months, whatever.
Right.
That's where I'm going to be looking at you.
But do you think that's where I think I think that has a lot to do with not age, growing up. There's no number. I think people start to learn that you got to slow down on your opinion of somebody until you actually have a reason to judge them or you have a solid perception on the type of person.
No,
they
you're
are.
supposed to be perceiving somebody from the minute you meet them to the minute you either stop
Well,
dealing
that's what
with
I'm saying.
them
Do you
or
think that
you
comes with
decide that
age?
they're family.
Do you think that comes with like growing up? Like when I was younger, dude, I'm gonna be real with you. When I was 19 years old and I was doing drugs, I didn't even have a perception of what the person was doing. I was just worried about getting high, right?
Well, that's
And
the
then
drug.
even as I got off the drug and I was still doing some learning and growing up, I didn't judge people the way I should, which allowed me to fall back into it again. And I didn't realize that they were even into that. You know what I mean? I lose the track that, hey, these are drug addicts. I wasn't judging them. I was just enjoying their company. I wasn't perceiving them any type of way. Now where I'm at, the moment I walk up to you, before I get to you, I'm checking out what you're doing. I'm looking at the motions. I'm paying attention to the person. I feel like that comes with just growing up, just understanding life, just failing and succeeding. And it's a lot more than just
Absolutely. But if you can teach your kids from a very early age, like, I don't want to go too much into my story because it involves
you're
a lot
all
of
right. You're
it
good.
involves a lot of my mom, but I never did any of the hard drugs, and I know watching from the outside that the hard drugs are retraining your brain when you start at a young age not to perceive.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you're already going into it worried about one thing.
Right.
I joined the Army when I was 18, right? So as a young man, I was trained to be violent, super violent, because I was infantry.
Yeah.
and to
You're
be
a trained
controlled.
killer, essentially. You were trained to, yeah, you were
Right,
manipulated
to be
believe that.
controlled and to
Yeah.
know what my situation is, to look at everything around me. And I've been like that ever since I was little, because like I said, my mom wasn't the best when I was little, but she's a great mom, and I fucking love my mom, and I'll kill anybody for her and bury him if I have to.
You know what taught me that? The same thing that jail taught, or that, yeah, I just gave it away, but you being in the military, jail gave me that same perspective. Like, bro, when I go to the grocery store, my wife will be like, "Why are you worried about?" I'm like, "I need to know.
Oh yeah.
I'm paying attention
Yep,
to the guy
hypervigilance.
bagging, what door I can get out of. Is there an exit over there?
Yep.
Where's the bathroom? Did
That's
anybody go through?"
hypervigilance.
Bro, I'm on it. Like, I can almost take a snapshot in my brain to where if I need to maneuver later on, I see it again. It's weird. I got that from being in jail and constantly and being around problems. Like, problems created that for me. I knew it's so weird, dude. I feel like life really teaches you the lesson of life, and there's a lot of people that have not lived lessons in their life, or they didn't accept them or own them or grow from them, and these are the people that expect people to just sit on YouTube and go, "Hey, Naughty, what'd you do this morning?"
Well, and why can't you learn from somebody else's experience too? I mean, if you, along with perception, if you use a little bit of what's the word, empathy,
Right.
you can experience somebody else's experience and be like, oh yeah, no, I mean, with your feeling, let's say somebody tells you an awful feeling of being, so high or down in the gutters, and you're like, I never want to experience that. So you steer away from that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I mean, we don't always take that into account and let our minds weigh heavy enough on that sometimes, where we're taking somebody else's experience. I mean, we're people, and we're going to do dumb shit just because. And especially like you and me, we're men, we're young men, and there's going to be times where our brains just turn off and go, I can still do that.
Yeah,
Or
that's true.
I
It's
can do
not,
that.
yeah. You don't have to go to the army or go to jail to be able to understand that, but I get what you're saying because
Right. No,
it just
not at
depends
all.
on this. Yeah, yeah. Well, somebody in this chat said I didn't go to jail or go to the army. It was just my mom and dad's, and everybody learns differently. Everybody grows
That's
from
true.
life differently. So it might have
But-
took, maybe I went to the army and couldn't understand nothing. Maybe Naughty went and he could. Maybe Naughty went to jail and he said, "Screw this." Like, it's all different. It's hard to,
what he was doing was just relating his hypervigilance to my hypervigilance.
Right.
He learned hypervigilance in that place, which I can understand. I learned hypervigilance in my place. I mean, there's a lot of similarities between the military and jail. I guarantee you.
well, it was also just a different environment. It was still the same lesson. It was just a different environment. I had to watch my back because I made a bad choice and surrounded myself with a bunch of people that made other bad choices. You made a choice to commit yourself to the military, which has involved violence, which allowed you to go around people that you had to be violent around in order to keep your life.
Right.
Like, it's the same lesson.
And
but
that's
it's a
the gang.
different
That's the
experience.
gang mentality too, because you got to watch out for your platoon, right? So you're not just watching your back, you're watching their back.
Right.
Now in the streets, you're not just watching your back, you're watching your buddy's back, right?
My dog Coco was in the military, and that's how he is. It's you got to watch your platoon. It's not just, you might not like the dude over there at the end of your bunk, right? I'm
Right.
sure there was plenty of people you didn't get along with, but let somebody start shooting at him and you're laying bodies out. Like, I
Yep.
get it, bro.
Yep.
That's a family, bro. That's what communities lack. People are so quick to be like, "Yo, screw this person or screw that person." Yo, if you really have a feeling about the person that is in question, it's okay not to say nothing. You don't have to judge somebody because everybody else is judging
Well,
somebody.
it's okay not to publicly say something,
Right,
but it's
that's
all.
what I mean.
But also don't forget that it's a necessity that sometimes, even if they're blood family, you're going to have to drop people from your life because it affects you so much that you can't operate, or
Well, that's
always
a part of it. It has
right.
to affect you. If it doesn't affect
If it
you,
doesn't
then
affect you, then yeah, then what are you doing? But if
Right.
it's affecting your direct life, then you
Right.
have to make that change.
I agree.
Because
100%.
you have to be able to take care of your kids or yourself or your wife or your mother or whoever it is that you have to take care of.
Right.
And if this other person is just a constant taking from your family, then you got to get rid of that.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I agree.
Right. It's okay to give a hand up every now and then.
Right.
But once it starts to feel like a handout, it's got to go.
Yeah, you're right, bro. I appreciate you coming up here and cut through this because this type of stuff is important to me. Like, this goes way deeper than any Creek Squad or Workyverse or whatever. This is literally like life lessons that I had to fight tooth and nail and cry and scream and rage, bro,
Oh,
to
yeah.
get through, to figure out that it was not like drugs really at the end of the day, drugs cloud your judgment so bad in your brain. Like even when you're successful and you're doing drugs or you're doing things that are detrimental to your life, like destroying your life. It could be an addiction to anything. Your brain starts to lose sight of your goal and your ambition in life, and you close off everything and you shut down everything and you stop focusing on what matters. And then when it's time to start back over and really have to focus, it's so hard, dude. So, like these people that cut me down, I don't care, cut me down. It doesn't matter. I've fought from here, like way down under the dirts, bro, to get where I'm at now. There ain't nothing I feel like anybody's gonna say or do to me that's gonna cut me to the point where it's gonna hurt my feelings. Like I just, it's weird, dude. It's like the people that have fought from the beginning to strengthen their core. Those are the ones that I want to ride with. Those are the people I support because
Right. So look, that's how I look at it as well, is who's worth my time.
Yeah.
Because I know what my time is worth now. I'm 38. I know what my time is worth. I've put a lot of time into learning the things that I've learned and my expertise and all the things. Who's worth my time? Because there's people. So Charlie D does not represent the Workyverse. 0% does Charlie D represent the Workyverse. But anyway, 0%, like zero. World famous Charlie D does not represent the Workyverse. But it, like I forgot where I was at now because I had to
no,
get
you're
that
all
out.
right, bro. It was just we were talking about like how I feel that I'm riding with the people that have been through it to get where they're at now. I don't want
Oh yeah,
somebody,
your support. So
Yeah.
you know, and don't, but like if you've put a lot of time into somebody, like I had a friend
and I support
recently.
people. Listen, hold on, I gotta make sure this is clear. I
Yeah,
support
yeah.
people that didn't ever have to struggle. I support people that are just doing their thing. I'm not saying that. At the end of the day, I look when somebody's struggling and I see they're struggling, and I see them come through. I'm there in their corner, is what I'm saying. Like I'm
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not gonna turn away and say, "Oh, look, you didn't struggle. I'm not supporting you." No, I'm gonna support you just as equally. But the ones that I see that are struggling and they're trying to push through and they ain't giving up and they're working hard, bro. And I don't have to name any names because as a person that I judge perception, right? That's where I'm
Yep.
using my
Yep.
perception to look at the supporters that I got and to see the supporters that I have that I know are struggling in my perception of what I see from them, but yet they don't give up. Those are the people I'm like, yo, I got your back. That's my people.
Absolutely. I
love
mean,
y'all.
from the outside looking in, if
Yeah.
if there's an attaboy that needs, absolutely, like my neighbor across the street, I never talked to the guy, but he's been working on this old Ford truck for like, I don't know, a couple of months. I'm a professional mechanic. I could have went over there anytime and helped the guy get it running fucking real well. I used to be a professional.
Quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
You knew what's probably wrong with
Retired now. I could have went over there and helped him out at any time, but you know, I let him do his thing. And when he drove that truck out of the gate and I gave him a thumbs up and say, "Hey bro, great fucking job on your truck. I'm really proud to see a young guy fixing his own shit." That dude's, the smile on that dude's face was fucking huge. And that's just me looking in from the outside. You know, that guy deserved an attaboy. Of course. He was struggling for 2 weeks. He didn't ask for help. If he would have came over and asked for help, I'd have been there in a heartbeat.
That's what's up, bro. And but you know what? In all honesty, he probably didn't want the help. He probably wanted to do it on himself. But so many people don't have that luxury that they have somebody that's gonna say, "Hey, good job." They don't have that because they don't surround themselves with anybody. And I see that. So every now and then it's like, "Hey, bro, you're doing a great job. You're killing it." Like at work, I got people I work with that I don't know what's going on in their personal life. So hey, yeah, you're doing a good job, man. I don't know what their family tells them. Maybe their family's at home telling them they're scumbags and they suck at everything they do.
Right.
They
But if
need to
they're
hear
doing
it
a
every
good
now
job
and
at
then.
work, if they're doing a
Yeah.
good job at work, you fucking tell them whatever it is that they're doing a good job at. You got to let that person know they're doing. That's the part about being a good leader.
Right.
Is, hey man, you're doing a great job and getting the job done with your guys.
Yep. And you don't
That's-
view them based on anything else other than the
Mm-mm.
task at hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you don't judge them on their home life. I don't give a fuck what people do in their off hours. I
Right.
cared if they showed up to work on time, if they worked the entire day, and if they left, if they could, you know, I on their work attitude, not their home life. I don't give a shit what you do in your home life. As long as it ain't gonna fuck up my company, what the fuck do I care?
Right. Yeah.
I
Exactly.
need to stop cussing. What the freak does it care?
I appreciate you. I don't
Yeah.
think they'll bother because it's so far now, but you never know, man. The
Yeah, I know.
YouTube streets
I've
are
got
so
that.
wild.
I've got that government issued language, and I never turned it back in when I left the army. So F is like every other word for me.
No, you want to do a real boss man move, a real newsman move right now, bro. Because
that?
if not, I'm gonna have to like jamboree out of here and end this. I've been drinking this bottle of water over here and this one down here and a Coke.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, bro. I know you'll hold
Go.
it down, man. Thank
Go.
you. I
I'll hold you
appreciate it.
down. I'll hold you down. Go ahead.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's just the things that Charlie D says, his thoughts and things don't represent the Workyverse. Charlie D's his own man. He's not a representation of anything Workyverse affiliated. But I think Kurt's doing a great job, guys. Kurt's living his life. He's doing good. He just got a thing. He needs to get it off his shoulders. Somebody been bothering him. Sally Sniffles, Cato, Puerto Rican Power, Jamie's still here. Southern King's in the house. Coronavirus 2020, T Damron, Boss Lady Bird, The Real Deal. I saw Roland earlier. There's Vinny. What's up, Vinny? British Bulldogs in here.
Oh man, my bad. Thank you, Naughty.
Oh, you're good, bro.
But yeah, so I'm glad that we kind of touched on this because I want to say this. I want to say that so I know that nobody is going to have everybody like them. So I will chalk up all the nonsense
Pew pew. Sorry.
No, that anybody's ever said about me or anybody I support. Like I don't. That really. Me and Nani had a conversation about it, and I really respect what he said. But at the end of the day, I really don't mind that because I understand that that's that yin and yang effect. You're gonna have supporters and you're gonna have haters, and those people aren't gonna like me. They're gonna say whatever they want about me. They're gonna expose me. They're gonna do whatever they need to do, and that's okay because the perception that my fans have of me, I've been upfront with people. I've explained my life. I've explained, hell, I got to do part 2 of my criminal background. I want to talk about those things because that's who built me today. I don't care if you judge me on that and you don't want to be around me. Good. That's okay. I'm all right with that. That's what I did to myself as a man. I created those problems in my life growing up. It's not who I am today. So if you don't rock with that, I didn't want them here anyway. So I'm glad that we touched on this because I don't mind it. I really don't. And that's why I appreciate each and every person on YouTube, regardless of what they do and who they hate or who they don't like. This is their life. This is what they're living. They're doing it. I'm not going to agree with it all, but I'm definitely going to put my opinion in where I want. I'm going to talk about how I'm my own person, just like everybody else is. It doesn't change because I have a YouTube channel that I make videos on. I'm still a YouTube channel. It's no different. I'm a person. So I appreciate that we touched on this because it really makes a lot of sense on any disrespect that anybody sees in a community because nobody's going to agree with how's a good way to say this? Not nobody, but not everybody. Is that a good way to say it? Not everybody is going to agree with what you're doing.
Yeah, not everybody's going to like what you're doing. Because that's their perception. That's their it's like the pineapple on the pizza thing. It's not their opinion. It's their preference. Some people will prefer that I'm not out trolling at night the way I do. That's their preference.
Right.
But am I wrong for doing it? No.
That's what I mean. Like, how can anybody judge on what you're doing? Like,
right.
If you don't agree with it, just don't pay attention to it.
Your freedoms end at the end of your nose. It's like I tell people all the time. Your freedom of speech is absolute, right? But that's only from the government. It doesn't protect you from me as an individual. If I don't like what you're saying, I'm going to tell you I don't like what you're saying. Which I don't go around doing that, but if I think you're spreading some big hate and some bullshit, I'm going to tell you.
And that's what you do. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. You don't have to, I don't have to be like, oh yeah, I agree with that. But at the same time, I don't have to say I disagree with you either. I could just say, okay, yeah, that's what you do. I don't understand why people think it's okay for them to expect another person. And this is way deeper than just anything recent ever. I've never been okay with understanding why, bro, I wear weird clothes sometimes, different colors. My hat's orange. I wear like I just I buy things different than other people buy. And I've always wondered, why does anybody worry about what the hell I'm doing? And what do they think they're gonna do to make me change what I'm doing? They think that what they're saying, and to be honest with you, it goes back to bullying. It goes back to like I looked at that differently growing up, bro. I struggle with it like anybody else might have, but at the same time, I started realizing like, yo, what is the big deal? Who cares?
Right.
If Naughty wants to troll all night long and stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning, I mean, you 24-hour trolls, 48-hour trolls. What the hell
Yeah.
is it affecting me, dude? Unless he's
doesn't.
on my front porch screaming about what
Right.
I'm doing, then maybe we're getting trolls back and forth. But at the end of the day, what is it my business to go, hey, Naughty, you need to stop trolling at night? Like
Yeah.
that's to me, that's idiotic. Like that's
Right.
just
I mean, and you know what I do when people tell me to stop doing what I do? I keep
keep
going.
doing it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
'cause-
what, and you go harder. That's what my point is to that, bro. Is most of the time when a judge told me I couldn't smoke weed, I said, "You want to watch me? You want me to? Can I get some right now?" Like, bro, it was when. Do you remember the Ply? Did you listen to Plies?
To what?
Plies, the artist Plies.
Maybe. I can't.
He's got the song. He's like, "Violate me if you want. You're gonna have to come catch."
Oh, yeah,
Catch
yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
catch me all you want. I'm gonna smoke when I'm ready. That
Yeah.
that exact phrase was something that I didn't have to physically say it to anybody. But when they said, "Bro, you're going to jail and you're gonna be on probation when you get out and you can't smoke weed," something in my brain said, "Yeah, I can," because you told me I couldn't. It took a lot of molding of myself and my being to look at that and say, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I should stop doing. And I'm just using that as an example because if somebody tells me, hey, you can't make videos about country artists, bro, I'm going to make 40,000 videos in a year just to show
Yeah.
you that I can.
Right.
So
I mean, it's like some people they call it constructive criticism, trolling, whatever for famous people, right? There's people that go around and that's all they do is they criticize what a famous person is doing. I don't give a shit what famous people are doing. I care about the everyday guy.
right.
Right? So if there's an everyday guy that can make his way out and we troll him into the hospital and he cleans up and comes back looking better.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, let me touch on that for a minute, Cat Daddy. Let me touch on that because
Yeah,
I
go
got
ahead.
something for this, Jim. Jim, listen, I'll say this, bro. I didn't want to turn it into this, but I will say this because I did make a video on Old Square and I want to explain to you something. When I was going through recovery and I was going through addiction and all the troubles I went through, the last person I needed to open up my YouTube page and see was Square. And I'm going to say this. If you can be okay with watching a kid sit on the internet and eat Ativan like chiclets, smoke weed, and fall out, like
Well, I mean,
like
that's
an
not
open
even a
nod
kid. That's a grown ass man. He's
Well,
29.
29. You're right.
So
29,
if a
grown-ass man.
if a 38-year-old grown ass man is making fun of a 29-year-old grown ass man for doing drugs on the internet in front
What's
of
the
his fucking
difference?
kids,
Right, yeah.
what the fuck does it matter to you? Just
But the
ask me.
point is, what I'm saying is if you're okay with watching that every single day and shutting your phone down and going to bed at the end of the night and saying, hey, what he's doing is okay for him. I'm not even counting about the needless people that are waking up and trying to beat addiction and wake up and open and find Square nodding out from Ativan. That's a mute point. But if you as a person can't look at that and go, yo, that kid needs some help, then there's a problem because addiction needs to be identified in somebody, and that's what interventions are for. That's what they do that for. Sometimes people don't go about it the correct way, but what's the correct way? Who am I to judge? I needed people to shake the shit out of me. You know how many people called the police on me? You know how many people put me in psychiatric facilities? You know how many people did a lot of things to me that I was pissed off about. But guess what? At the end of the day, I don't remember a single one of their names. I don't remember what they look like. Do you know why? Because I was so fucked up that it didn't matter. And I needed somebody to grab a hold of me and say, hey, idiot, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing? Because before you know it, his life is not going to be a life anymore. There's going to be nothing to remember. There's going to be
And
no
then-
memories. There's going to be no legacies. There's going to be no nothing. And you know what? There was nobody there to say, hey, bro, we're calling you in a Baker Act. We're getting your ass some help. And maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't work. But at the end of the day, somebody put an effort in on the kid. You can look at it as trolling somebody. You can look at it as pushing him into a psychiatric hospital. That's where he needs to go. Somebody needs to grab this kid and say, you're doing it the wrong way. You need help, and put him in a treatment center.
His
And that's
grandpa
what
wasn't
America
doing it.
needs.
None of the neighbors around him were doing it.
And I
Nobody
don't-
else was doing it.
And I really didn't want to turn it into this because I don't want to down square whatsoever.
But
at the
you've
end
been
of the
talking
day,
about perception this whole time,
Yes,
and that's
that's what I-
somebody's perception right there.
I don't even think you know this, Naughty. I didn't look, bro. I found Bird through Vic XL, through promoting country rap. Right? She used to have some streams where she would play music. Vic liked what she was doing. Vic was saying, hey, that's a good idea. Some things changed, and this is where we're at. But I still supported Bird for the Bird movement, for the Bird's Nest, right? During that time, they stumbled upon Square. So I have went through the emotional roller coaster. Trust me, that man, maybe they shouldn't be doing it to this kid. But then I seen him come back every time trying to give more fuel to the fire, bro. It's like a cry for help. It really is. And I went through addiction. I really struggled with substance abuse and trying to fit in with a crowd because of a substance and trying to create an image for myself that I didn't even know what the image is that I wanted. I was just out here just doing whatever. And
Right.
and I feel like when I kept listening to him and I kept looking at him, he is the same. It's a different person with the same problem. It's an
Mhm.
addiction problem. It's a mental health problem. It's an acceptance with life problem. It's a life problem. It is a growth. There's a lot of things going on there. And, you know, nobody's pointing it out. So if a bunch of YouTubers want to point it out, you know what the easiest thing for Square would be to do is get off of YouTube for a little bit. And then he can do whatever he wants. That tells me that he's wanting to
Right.
be attention.
I mean, there's so many levels to this. I mean, it's for me, there's a lot of levels to what we're watching when we watch something like that, right? So we're going to go with perception. I believe in 100% freedom. Do whatever you want to do, right? If you want to do drugs, fucking do them.
Does force
Stop
help
doing
work?
them. Stop doing them on live in front of my kids. How about that?
Let me ask you a
Don't
question.
kill yourself in front of my children on TV. How about that?
Facts.
Don't
Hey,
teach my kids how to do drugs on the internet. How about that?
Naughty, how many people have you talked to? Because I know you've talked to a lot of people that have went through substance abuse. How many people have you honestly spoke to that said they graciously, they didn't go to jail. They never been to jail. They never been through any type of treatment facility. They never been through anything. And one day they just woke up and decided, today I'm going down here and admitting I'm a drug addict and I'm getting help today. How many people do you, I mean, people do that, but how many people do you personally know that have done that?
Just myself.
That's it though. One
That's it.
person.
Just
Okay.
the one person.
So this person said, does force help work? Well, force help, when you go to jail and a judge says, hey, you got to go to a treatment center for 6 months, you might not be really excited about it while you're sitting in jail. And you might not really be excited about it 1 month into the treatment center.
Are
But
you okay
eventually-
with families forcing the help?
Yeah, what's the difference? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm not saying she's wrong or he's wrong for that, but
Right.
what I don't understand is what would you expect somebody to allow? Would you expect them to say, oh, well, you're allowing somebody to get so far to where they're overdosing? Essentially, that's what that is. I don't know if a lot of people understand what happens when you mix an opiate and a benzo and what your heart does and what your lungs start to do. That's your body shutting down in order to allow those organs to work at. They don't have much energy. You don't, it's so hard to explain. Like when your body takes that drug in and your body starts to go, oh my God, we're failing. You fall asleep and you don't take enough to where it completely shuts everything down, but they're struggling to work. They're not working at the rate they should work. That's why you're sleeping. Once they start picking it up a little bit, that's when you wake up and you're like, oh man, what happened? Oh, why am I all sweaty? That's like almost essentially that's a mild overdose.
Yeah.
So
I
we
agree.
should say, hey, Let this kid do it all day long. Let's just sit in here and support what he's doing. Hey, Square, when you take another Ativan? Hey, Square, can I pay you $5 for an Ativan? Would you be okay with doing that? That's why, bro, that's why I decided that I was going to speak on it, because I
Right.
felt like at least people would understand where I stand on it. And I don't care if they disagree with it, because I needed somebody to shake my ass up and say, hey, bro, what you're doing is going to kill you. And look at what you're doing to your life. You're literally wasting your life. And if they want to do it, that's fine, bro. At the end of the day, that's where I've come to with this, is like, this kid is either going to die or he's going to get help. Like, there's no,
Well.
that's it.
Well, and there's Jim
And
again.
that's,
Jim,
bro, that could be anybody.
I'm
with a
glad
big-
I'm glad you were still here to hear us talk about it, Jim. I understand that's your opinion.
Yeah.
That forcing someone doesn't work like that. But how many cases does forcing somebody work, and how many cases doesn't it work? I'm saying it's probably a 50-50 shot. Because some people, after you force them to go to rehab, your family members, after you force them to go to rehab, some of them get help.
And Jim, you have to remember, bro, you're perceiving it as
Right.
So like your perception of what you're trying to speak on, like right now you said something about his deceased mother. That's one person, bro. You're perceiving a whole group of people over one person's decision. That's not, you can't judge a whole group of people off of one person's decision. Like that's
Is
what I feel
his
like happens with-
80-year-old grandpa forcing him to get the help, or is his 80-year-old grandpa handing him money
But at
and
the end of
being
the
and enabling because he
Yeah.
cares about him?
Bro,
But
at the end
he's
of the
enabling.
day, at the end of the day, though, Naughty, that is the least of the problem. What my point is these people don't understand that it don't matter, forced, unforced, helped,
He needs help.
unhelped.
He
He
needs
needs
help.
help, bro. And it
He needs
doesn't
help.
matter if there's the whole community is trying to get him help and it's not working. That's okay. It doesn't matter. We don't know that situation. Maybe the grandfather goes to bed every night crying because his grandson needs help. He just doesn't want to admit it. We don't know that. Nobody knows that. At the end of the day, man, maybe he gets help, maybe he doesn't. Who are you to judge anybody? I mean, you can pass judgment on whatever you want, but don't wrap it around a whole crew. Like I feel like this is a good example of it doesn't just happen in Creek Squad. It doesn't just happen in Captain's Cartel. It doesn't just happen in Workyverse. Everybody's going to pass perception off of what they believe somebody should and should not be doing. But at the same time, you can't group one person doing something bad and associate the whole population with it. It's not fair. That's not right. It doesn't make any sense. That's like saying the president's horrible, so I don't support America. What kind of sense is that?
Right. So
But
it's all
it is what it
perception,
is.
man. Yeah, it's all
I
perception. I'm glad that we got down to it. You know.
Yeah, no, I just really appreciate it because like this is relatable across any situation. It's
Mhm.
not just for this situation. Like if you feel like somebody is doing something that you disagree with on the internet and you speak on it, it should be nobody else's point to judge it. That's your opinion on what somebody else is doing. How can you judge what somebody else's opinion is based off of somebody like that's even harder to do. So that's why I said I'm not siding with any situation. I'm just giving you what I feel
Mhm.
from my perception, and my perception, regardless of what Workyverse did, Square needs help. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, Square needs help.
That's Captain Kurt's perception of it. Square
That's
needs
it.
help. That's my perception of it. Square needs help.
And how you perceive it and what actions you take to make it clear is could be completely different than from what I
Right.
do.
I
But
don't
that doesn't
care.
mean
I
it's
don't care
wrong.
how I solve the problem as long as I'm getting the problem solved. Some people that doesn't, it's not like that for them. You know, they have this, they have their lines. Everybody has their moral compass and their lines. You know, some people end it at dead relatives. I ended at kids. That's the absolute line for me.
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah.
You don't mess around with kids because they're 100% the innocent in the situation.
I mean, I'll be real with you, and I'm going to say this, and I wasn't going to say it. You probably don't even know this guy is Kansas Rebel Man, the one that Johnny talked about, his son, right? Me and Kansas Rebel Man don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. We're our own men. We do our own things. We have our own opinions. But don't get it twisted. When that shit popped off and he said what he had to say about his son, guess who was one of the first persons to speak on it? I was in there freaking out. I went live and reviewed a couple things and spoke on it. But that was because that was my moral compass of what was crossed, a line that was crossed. And it doesn't matter who it was crossed towards. Like that was wrong, man. And a lot of people say, well, it's double standards. No, it's not. Did I think it was okay that people were messing with PBR about his dead child? No. But the
Yeah, no,
difference
it
is,
wasn't
it's
okay.
fuck PBR. So I'm not siding and speaking on PBR because I don't like the dude. I
Right.
don't give a fuck what happens to him. Do I think it was right that they said it? Hell no. Am
Yeah.
I going to defend PBR? Hell no. Do I think it was right what Johnny said about Kansas? Hell no. Do I feel like I need to answer for Kansas? Hell no. Do I respect Kansas? We don't see eye to eye, but I'm going to defend him regardless if I see
Right.
eye to eye with him, because it's wrong that somebody went after him like that, knowing I'm a father. And if I lost any of my kids, I would be devastated, dude.
And that's not only that, but I mean, at anything you do with kids, anything that can be done with kids that's bad is where I draw the line. Absolutely. No, it's a no-go. That is the line. So as far as like, what PD does and some of the other guys, I don't care. That's their way of doing it.
Well,
You
like
know?
Scooter, I see people giving Scooter a hard time. People don't know the backstory that Scooter offered this guy to come live in his house and sober up and
In his
straighten out his
house,
life.
on his
Inside,
couch.
the guy that makes videos with a mask on and doesn't want to, you know what I mean? Like, you have to look past the YouTube and the freaking entertainment purpose of it
Yeah.
and see that there's people that are really trying to help this kid and he's not listening. So I don't blame Scooter. I would make videos every day and say, bro, I've been trying to help this kid. He doesn't want the help. He's flooding the internet. Yo, that mad props to him, because a lot of people are ashamed and afraid to do that because of what other people are going to perceive of them. He knows the truth. He knows what really affected him and why it affects him as a man, not anybody else. I love that about. That's why I support what you guys do, even though I beat myself up and down about how would I feel if this happened to me. But then I thought about the situation. If this kid was completely sober, just sitting on YouTube minding his own business, then I would have a problem with y'all.
Yep.
Then I would be upset. But because he's not, and he's literally cross trolling back. To be honest with you, bro, he is actually a pretty good troll.
From
keep
time
the
to time, he
attention-
can be. Yeah, if he's
well, to keep
clear-headed.
the attention of this many trolls, it's you have to have that yin and that yang, bro. He's got an ability to catch people's attention and say some shit that's going to be controversial. I mean, dude, it's just such a man.
Oh, it's a cake with many layers.
It is. It's and that goes across the board to every situation, bro. You gotta
yeah.
look at it through
Everything.
the
It's
eyes
that,
of
like I
other
said, the
people.
big picture. You can't just look at the one little part, because some people are looking at that one little part. Oh, that poor kid.
A plane ticket, a bed in my home, and cover
Yep.
his rehab and detox.
Scooter Beggins offered his home, his wallet. I mean, everything. This kid had everything on the table from a stranger on the internet that wanted to help him.
So to me, and this is, I don't care how anybody takes it, but I'm going to explain my perception of how, when I see something like that, what goes through my head. I relate to Ryan's music, right? I relate to Holler Boy shit. I relate to picking somebody up when they're down, trying to help out the man that's down back there. So when Scooter says stuff like that, in my brain, that goes, bro, this is somebody that I would want on my side. This is a man I respect for the ability to look out for another man that's falling down on his luck. He's been there. Scooter's obviously been there. I've heard a little bit about what he talked about. So there's no way that you can ever box somebody into being something. He might not even listen to Ryan's music. He might not even be in Upchurch, even know who Upchurch is. But at the end of the day, that's that type of mentality that I have. That, bro, it's crazy. It's beautiful how that works, ain't it, Naughty?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel the same way about you. You have a different mentality about equalizing human rights and you're from California. A lot of people would think about that and go, that's crazy. And I don't mean to say that, but I'm thinking you're pretty vocal about it. Your time zone, or you're out west, I should say.
Yeah.
And that part of town, people just want that generalized, everybody follow this rule, everything's cancer, everything. So to hear you, it gives me a different perspective of what people actually are like out west. Because I was born in Mesa, Arizona, and I don't really know what it's like out there.
Well, I mean, the perception of California is all based on those three major coastal cities,
Right.
and the shit that they do. It's not based on the rural. California is a huge state.
Yeah.
I mean, the county that I live in, they say if you live anywhere in Kern County, you might as well live in Texas. That's the county that I live in.
Yeah, see, that makes sense though. And so you're basically, that's what I thought. It's it's the Los Angeles, the San Francisco.
Yeah,
the big
it's
cities.
the hugely dense. It's just like New York City, right? You get outside of New York City, you're gonna find a bunch of good folks out there in the rural areas. But you get
Right.
into a highly densely populated area, and all those people, they want to follow those rules. That's why they're there. They
Yeah,
want
that's why
that.
they move there,
They
right?
want this. They want all of that. They don't want to live free.
Yeah.
They think they do, but they want all of that. They want to live on top of each other and have a system every day. And they want
That's okay. Yeah, that's all right. That's
right.
their
That's
choice.
for them. But at the same time, you can't be pushing your rules on me because your rules don't work for me.
Yeah, that's what everything's becoming, is put it in a box of rules, and you're in
The
this
laws
zone,
were supposed to
follow
be
that.
a commonplace, right?
Right.
Don't kill each other as murder. Don't be murdering each other. Don't be stealing from each other. Don't be doing drugs. You know, don't be doing drugs. Those are bad. Those are bad for your body. They're bad for society. They're bad for everything. The big picture, the drugs that we're handing out and the drugs that we're taking are bad for everything. They really are. They have
Yep.
their good uses, but if you're going to abuse them, it's bad for society.
Yeah, they want. Yeah, Becky B said they want someone to take care of them, and well, I see that perspective, but I think it's more like they want everything to be like this boxed-in community. They want
Right. They
their store
want
downstairs.
their
everything-
leader, and
That's
they
cool.
want to be able to do exactly the same. That's where people tell you about your clothes. Like if your clothes are different, right? You're standing out. They don't
Right.
want you to stand out. They want you to fit in just like everybody else, because as they were growing up, their parents said, do you want to get picked on? Do you want to
Right.
be teased? Do you want to do this? Now that overflows into an adult, and they're telling you as another adult, do you want to be picked on? Do you want to be teased? Pick on me, tease me. Fuck,
Bro,
I
ain't
don't
that-
care.
Ain't that crazy though? As like you grow older and you start realizing this stuff, like that is literally like a geographical thing. Like nobody's gonna ever change that, and we're like a country within a bunch of countries, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like all these states are a bunch of different.
It's a bunch of different
entities.
countries. Yep.
It is. It is. It's crazy, man. I really appreciate you coming up though, man. And I'm glad that we got to talk about a couple different things. And like I said, it's good to talk like this and different. It don't even have to be one topic. Like a lot of the things we touched on could be spread across a lot of different situations.
Oh, absolutely. It can be spread through your whole life. Just look at
Yeah.
the whole picture. Look at the whole picture. It's a huge painting. It's not just that one little tree or that one little bush that you're painting at the moment. I
Right.
mean, that little bush is out in front of a mountain that's under a sky, that's on a ground, that's got deer running across the mountain. And look at the whole picture, because there's always something that created that something, or something that needs to be looked at to resolve something else.
My
There's
mom
always
said- my mom
there's
said-
always something.
She said I teased Kurt when he was little to toughen him up. She did, dude.
My mom
Bro,
did too.
My mom would beat the hell out of me if she needed to, just to get like, not in a bad way. Like one time I tried to pick up, she was fighting with some lady and I tried to, or she was like yelling at her, and I tried to chime in and yell with her. And boy, let me tell you what, that was not the right choice, because next thing you know, she just reached across and backhanded me one good time across my face. Because I mean, it was an intense fight. You know what I'm saying? Like she
Yeah.
was yelling at her, and she was in her car. My mom was in her car. She was yelling at in the lady's yard. She's like, "You never talk to my mom about." And I tried to think it was my place to speak with my mom. And boy, she hit me in my nose, and she had a ring on, and it ripped my corner of my nose a little bit. And I'll never forget this. Rather than being like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I just hit you in the face," she said, "If you get any fucking blood on my car, I'm gonna hit you again." I said,
Yeah.
"What?" No, but in reality, it taught me a lesson. Like, you can't speak somebody else's words. You can't fight somebody else's battle.
Nope.
You can't speak for somebody else, especially in the moment like that, because at the end of the day, that's disrespecting the person you're fighting for.
But then you
So-
got to be able to make your judgment call too. Like,
Yeah, and that
you
was
know,
bad judgment on my part. I perceived
because
that as
well,
my
because
fight.
it's
and it wasn't.
because it's your mother. There's a bad judgment anyway right off the bat. It's mom. So I'm gonna step in. Fuck you. I don't care who it is, right? But yeah, no, I completely get it.
But deep
I'm
down inside, I knew that she didn't mean to cut my nut. Like I knew she.
oh
meant to
yeah,
smack me in the mouth.
absolutely.
But I was like, I know
Absolutely.
she didn't mean to do this. But in my head, when I said it, and she said, "If you bleed," I'm like, "What are you talking about?" You just ripped my
she was
face.
she was in the
Yeah.
moment, bro. She
Yeah.
was in the moment.
Yep.
Yep.
And you need things like that. Like that it makes me smile every time I say everybody forgets what it feels like to get punched in the mouth, because bro, that's so true. When you really start getting into your thoughts and you're running your mouth, if you just step back for a second and remember what it's like to get punched in the mouth, you might step around what you're saying a little bit smoother. Not saying you're going to change it, but you might be a little bit more smooth with your transitions, because a
Tact.
lot of
Yeah.
people, a lot of people I think are real forgetful what it, or never had that happen in their life. And I mean, it is what it is, but
Yeah,
it's all perception.
Mm-hmm. But last thing is, hey Jim, remember when I said earlier the Second Amendment protects you from the government, not from me? That same thing goes for Captain Kurt. It protects you from the government, not Captain Kurt. This is
Right.
his house. This ain't a newspaper.
Yes,
If
sir.
they don't like what you say, they don't have to leave it there. You're right. You're entitled to your opinion, but
Right.
you're not entitled to your opinion in my house. Just like
Nope.
you're not entitled to your opinion inside Kurt's house.
Oh, he
So-
can have his opinion, but it doesn't mean I'm going to agree to it. You can
Right.
just
It
have
doesn't
it
mean
in
it's
my
going to get
opinion.
left up.
Nope.
Just saying.
Nope.
It's not our decision. But for me, that's the way it works. Second Amendment protects you from the government,
Facts.
not from me.
Facts.
So you do your thing, and we'll do ours, and everybody will be fine.
I appreciate you, Naughty.
Hey, I appreciate you too, Captain Kurt. Keep up good work, and tell Payday to come hang out again. That was fun.
Oh, well, I'm sure he's probably watching. If not, Mama Chrislin is. I'll get in touch with him.
All right, man. We won't send them out like we were doing the last time. Next time, this is going to be fun in the house. In the house
Yeah.
fun
That's
with
what's
Petey
up, Mark.
Wheatstraw.
Oh, that would be great. I heard Fusion hurt Petey's feelings last night.
Oh, this morning?
Yeah, this morning. Last night. Yeah, this morning.
Yeah, it was kind of. I mean, it just is what it is with Petey.
It works,
Pete,
bro.
You can't hurt
that's
Petey's
good.
feelings. You can't
goes
hurt
back
Petey's
to-
feelings.
It goes back to you have to have emotions. So people without people that lack emotions lack a lot more than just emotions. So
Yeah, I mean,
It's good
me
to
and
know
Petey have little black hearts. We don't really have emotion. So
it's there. You just know how to hide it well. I appreciate you, Naughty.
yeah, no worries, man. We'll talk to you guys later. Like I said, shout out Boss Lady Bird.
Yep. Take care, dog.
See ya.
I got one more person backstage. Miss Luck. Miss Luck, what's good?
Well, I just want to say, totally respect the way you present subjects, talk about things. I don't always totally agree with you.
Okay, that's fine.
Tonight, I really agreed with you. The only point I didn't agree with you was when you talked about the 13th sign and aliens. That was a little bit too lost for me.
The what?
The 13th sign and aliens.
Oh no, I was just saying, like, you could be an alien, you could be whatever you want, but at the end of the
I
day,
know, I know. It's not on this stream. It was a past stream I was referring
Oh,
to.
okay. I was
Yeah.
like, man,
Well,
I was confused
you
there, but-
totally lost me, but I respected your opinion.
right. I appreciate
it.
that.
So I didn't go in and say, "Hey, I disagree with you. You're an asshole," and so on. I
Right.
just, well, I love everything else you do, but I don't agree with
Agree with
this
that.
one. And with Ryan Upchurch, we don't have to love every song he does. Don't have to love everything he does. But can't we just support each other more?
I agree. And it's important that, like, there's a lot of songs, like there's songs that I listened to of Ryan's that I didn't like right away. And then I slowly, not that I didn't like, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. And then slowly over time, understanding it and appreciating it a little bit more because of situations that I'm going through. Like today, I don't know if you know that song, Pick Me Up in a Small Spaceship. I don't care who's driving it. That's Upchurch. It's the really all alone. It's like a trippy one. It's like he's in a space suit and he's flipping around. You know what I'm talking about? You might not know what it is.
No,
It's on YouTube.
I
So
don't know that one.
it's kind of talks about like you feel out of place, like you've been dropped here from somewhere else and you just kind of got to get out of here for a little bit. Get on
What's
that.
the title of the song?
It's called All Alone.
All Alone. Well, I'll check it out afterwards.
And it's very different. It's not what you would expect from Ryan. You're going to be like, whoa, this is different. But at the time that I heard it, I wasn't really dealing with that type of vibe. I was more like flourishing in the people around me. I was all around people. I was in a space where I felt like everybody was kind of agreeing with me or understanding my thoughts. But when I heard that song at a time that I was going through it and I didn't want nobody to be around me, it made so much more sense. Like he felt like he was not in a space with people that he wanted to be around. Like people didn't want him around. Like he was a foreigner, like he was an alien, like he was an extraterrestrial that had been dropped here and nobody understands him. And he felt all alone. And it took some time for that song to hit me with the right feelings for me to truly understand it. And that's why I appreciate his music, because it seems like by the time the song comes out, something in my life happens to where it's relatable, if that makes sense.
Totally.
We're on the same plane. Like even though he's in Tennessee and I'm in Florida, it's like he just seen this happen. So he decided he's dropping a song. Like it comes out in the time I need it to come out, where I find it that was older and it was a feature that I never heard before and I needed to hear it. And it fits, it works. So, I mean, it's a beautiful thing, man, but it's a beautiful thing for me. I don't truly know what your definition of what Ryan's music does to you. I don't know what anybody's definition of what Ryan's music does for them. I don't know it. For the most part, I can tell you this, that there's feelings that people experience that are not explainable. Like there's emotions that people experience that is not explainable. So how can you ever judge somebody based off of what your feelings or your emotions are towards a topic? Like I can't, it's really hard. It's something that I'm passionate about because it's something that I thought I didn't understand, but the more I pay attention to myself, I learn it more and more every day. That makes sense to you.
It makes total sense. What Ryan's music has done to me with Outlaw Nation at the same time, and it's over since 2.5 years ago when I found them both. They made me stronger.
Right. And
I
that's
was
all.
I was in an abusive relationship where I was totally under control. And Creek Squad, by following you and others on YouTube, Winnie Broke, Cool Hand Luke, Kenny
Yeah.
Rex.
Yep.
I sit here across the pond in Scotland, and
You're in
you
Scotland.
guys make me feel welcome.
That's what's up. That's so awesome
And
to
that's
know.
why I started saying Creek Squad, and on my Insta I put Creek Squad in my description. I put Captain Kurt Cartel in my description, Kenny Rex in my description, because Power Stroke No Joke in my description. Just because I really, really love the way you guys talk about subjects.
You know what's
And I have so
crazy?
much respect.
And I respect you for that, because I'm going to say something. And I believe that in 20 years from now, Creek Squad is going to be bigger than it is now. Everybody's going to know what it is. And to be honest with you, it's going to be because a lot of people, relate to you, Miss Luck, as a person. You have your own people that might relate to you, that might not relate to me. They might not relate to Power Stroke. Hell, they might not even relate to Upchurch. But they're going to see that you tag these people in it, and they're going to start to get interested in what it's about. And the more people that do that, that's the bigger it grows. I will never tell you not to tag me in something that is motivational to you. You could tag me in whatever you want to tag me in. If it's relatable to something that I talk about, or you feel like it's something I enjoy, hey, that's just spreading the movement that much further. If it's respectable. Now, if people start crossing the line and using it in disrespect, I understand where that's got to be pointed out, but you're more than welcome to share my stuff, to comment, to tag me, to whatever you feel is your creative, that's you. And I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you for that.
I just want to make that clear. That goes for anybody. It's not just you. If you feel deep down in your heart that your Creek Squad and Ryan's music changes your emotion and makes you feel like you're living on the top of the world. Like that's what I believe it stands for. And if that's how you feel and you're a good solid supporter of what that is about, I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. I think that it's important. That's how I started doing YouTube. I started making posts, and I started tagging Creek Squad, something I believed in, something I supported, something I fully didn't understand. And as it continued to grow and develop, I decided maybe I should do some YouTube. So I get it, and I love that about this community. We're all pretty much open arms to anybody that's understanding, and you don't have to be Creek Squad to understand. There's plenty of people that aren't Creek Squad that I ride with. It's just, it's cool to have a pocket of people that understand music for what you understand music for.
I do have one request for you.
Go ahead.
When you end this live stream,
Yeah.
go tell Mrs. Kurt to give you a big hug from me.
I got you. She hears you.
And then afterwards, give Mrs. Kirk a big hug from me too. That means 2 hugs.
I got you. Let her hug me, and then I'll hug her. I got you.
Yes, and I'm gonna drop off. I just want to say respect to you.
Miss Luck, I appreciate you and respect you. Have a great day. All right, y'all. I know I just accidentally dropped the StreamYard link. I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna be getting out of here. Uncle Turtle, shout out to Uncle Turtle. Much love, Uncle Turtle. Me and Uncle Turtle share that same passion that I've got a good perception of Uncle Turtle and what music does for him. And that's really what it's about, y'all. At the end of the day, find some music that you can relate to and that can change your life. And it doesn't have to be Upchurch. It doesn't have to be anybody that I even know. Life's hard as it is now already. Without anybody complicating it, life can really get stressful. And I just feel like as a community, we got to try to shake this stuff off, man, and keep moving forward and understand what fight's our fight and understand what battle is our battle and keep moving regardless of what other people are doing. And no hate or no disrespect to anybody doing anything that they do. I appreciate everybody out there, regardless. Even the trolls, man, Dumb Genius, all these people that make videos about me, I understand. I get it, bro. I have no hate towards that whatsoever. That's your content. That's your channel. That's your opinion. You're allowed to have it. I just ask that it kept as respectful as possible of personal information. Dox me, whatever. It's already too late, I'm sure. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, man, who we got back here? Let's see who this is.
How's it going, Captain Kurt?
What's up, man?
That's Mike 6 Point here, Ski Mask cousin too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be Mike 6 Point. I'm Mike 12 Points. I'm his younger brother. Let me fix something right here. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right.
There was a sighting at 12 Point earlier walking out of the holler. I seen him. He was in here moving around. Yeah, you got to be Mike's little brother because Mike usually doesn't have no problems with his audio. Mike's usually on point with that audio.
Yeah. I ain't as good as my brother.
That dollar, he's got that Dollar General mic though, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's a little bit better at this YouTube stuff than I am, But I like to start out just want to point out that there's never been a better bump than Jose the Bump. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Now we
can
move right.
You got to give him. You got to show respect.
Yeah. But moving right along, I just I like to point out that me and Mike, we stay cuddled up with all the layers of clothing on like we ain't got no heat or space heater or nothing. It's not that. It's just he weighs about $150 and I'm not 1 pound over 300. And I got receipts for that. I got receipts for that to prove that. Mike 12 Point, my brother. And then, of course, y'all might see, Ski Mask Cowboy. He's my cousin.
Okay.
And then I also had a chance to ride down with 2 other truckers down to Alabama not long ago. A lot of people don't know this. Go see Lil Payday.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. So you were there during that. Oh, you were the cameraman, right?
Yeah, I was the cameraman. You're exactly
Makes
right.
sense.
Didn't even have to say it. You're a genius. You're a
Yeah, well, I
genius, my
seen when
man.
the tow truck, when two mother truckers were having the tow truck there, I seen the tow truck driver was taking a picture. I'm like, how did he get the picture of them in the picture with it? Who was taking a picture? I see you. I see you, Mike 6 Point. I got you.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
that be me, my man. Hold on, I'm
Gotcha.
gonna fix my. I gotta fix my thirsties real quick.
Oh, you're a
But
supporter of the Packers, huh? I see
you
that. Yeah.
you know I drink from the cup of the champions.
Yep. And I throw the
Yeah,
bows of the champions. Throwing the
yeah.
bows.
We were. You. Oh man, you got that on your elbow,
Yep. Yeah, you got to throw the championship bows.
man. A tattoo like that had to run you what 3K?
Uh, yeah, according to sleuths on the internet, yes, probably very expensive.
Man.
Not
Yes,
more
sir.
expensive than this one, Mike.
Yeah,
That one's
that's got to run you 50 G's right there, right?
Bro, that's tattoo heard around the YouTube tree. That thing is worldwide. Scotland, UK, Canada, it's touching the globe, baby.
Yeah, I seen you just had a young lady on here from Scotland,
Right.
Miss Luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that takes a
Yeah.
mighty big paddle boat to get over there to that place.
Bro, that's what I was thinking about. That's an expensive raft.
That's awesome. She's in here to watch you. You must be
Mhm.
something. You're a big deal around these parts, Captain Kirk.
Hey man, I appreciate that, Mike 6 Point.
Absolutely. It ain't
Good
no
looking,
problem. What we got here in the chat?
Oh, Jamie's in the
Roll
chat. We got
Tide. We
Miss
got some
Love.
Alabama fans.
Roll Tide. I bet you they're still mad about that Tennessee Alabama game, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Oh, that's Rawhide. Rawhide. Oh, Roll Tide up here. Hey, T's gonna be mad at me. T, I'm sorry, but Monday, probably tomorrow, I gotta go get stamps. But I got it filled up. I just don't have a stamp. So I got you. I've been slacking. That's why I don't have any merch, because I'm a slacker.
Gotcha. Man, you got this border going around here. It's A1. A1.
Appreciate that, man. Shout out to Clint Smith here, man. He's right up here in the top. If you're a YouTube reactor, he will make you a free overlay. So if you want an overlay just like this one right here, Mike 6 Point, if you know any reaction channels, let them know. Hit up Clint Smith here, make you a dope little overlay. You could use this one, which I use this one for the lives, but I also have another one for my reactions. It's got a little square down there. Put my video in there, drop it in and out. Very easy.
Does he do tattoos? Would he do a
Oh,
tattoo?
He might be able to. I'm not sure. I haven't got that far with him.
I have to hit him up in the IGs.
Yeah.
I just want to get on here and say you're doing a beautiful job, and I love Creek Squad. I
Yep.
love being part of Creek Squad, and I think we should continue to have fun with it.
Yep.
You might not be able to tell, but as soon as I get on here and I get to talking about Creek Squad, I mean, if you just look at me right now, I don't know if you can almost tell I'm almost going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, fast. Really
I'm
quick.
I'm like my Mike. I'm like my brother Mike 12 Point. I don't show it a lot, but you know, a lot of times you can't tell. We're inside. We're going beast mode. You know.
Yeah.
100%.
It's like a shield. It's like blinders. Like, I feel you. Like your eyes are. You're running, but you're sitting still. Yeah. Bro, I can relate.
Yeah, you know my story. Then we don't want to give them. You can't. We just don't like them too much all at one time. But lastly,
you
I'll
just
say
a slow transition into it.
absolutely.
Yep.
Lastly, I like to say to keep Creek Squad good. Always when you make a ham sandwich, you don't just put mayonnaise on one side of the sandwich. You put it on both. I know I'm throwing a lot at you. Eat it, digest it, and you'll see, my friends.
Yeah, but you gotta put. See, this is what I've heard. See, oh man, this is a tough topic with me, because the way I do it, you gotta have mayonnaise on both sides of the bread, but you also gotta put cheese on both sides of the bread and sandwich it with the meat. Like you can't, if the meat touches the mayonnaise, it's yeah, dude. It's real. That's a sensitive subject. I wish you wouldn't have brought that one up, because that's controversial right there. Like that's a ham sandwich.
Yeah, ham
And
sandwich. And see, you talking like a genius right there. That's what I'm saying. That's why we get on here with you, my friend.
bro, I appreciate it.
Yeah. If you want knowledge, if you need help, anything, you need some breakdown on a proper made ham sandwich, right here at Captain Kurt Reacts is where you need to be. You never
Well,
lose.
hold on. Before you go there, I got to make sure. What is your take on the peanut butter and jelly, and how? What do you think about it?
Peanut butter jelly.
Yeah.
I get a real dry mouth, and I get it. It gets in my mouth and gets all sticky. So I'm still trying to master the art of. I struggle with them things, but I like the jelly on there. I do.
Let
like
me
the
tell
jelly.
you, and that's why I'm worried, because I thought that I heard your emphasis on the ham sandwich. If you get a nice cold glass of milk, you get your peanut butter, and it doesn't matter whatever jelly you feel. You could do preserves, you could do jelly, you could do jam, whatever you're feeling. You take it, you add a 1-to-1 ratio in a bowl, take a spoon, and you whip it. You get it nice and blended together. It'll be a little runny, but it's okay, because when you move to the next level, you'll take your bread.
Now
put
wait a
it on
minute. I gotta make sure I'm clear here.
Okay.
You're telling me you don't put it on the bread. You don't
No.
put the peanut butter on the jelly. You put the jelly. You creating a modern art masterpiece, and you're mixing this thing up on the bowl.
Yes. Now,
And then
depending
put it
on how much peanut butter you add. So, like, I kind of like the medium. See, I remember how you said it's real dry and it gets all stuck to your mouth.
Right.
I'm work it to where a little bit more jelly in the mixture, which will then happen. It creates more of a liquid consistency. It's not too sticky. You get a little bit more jelly, but you still get the peanut butter. But if you don't like that and you want to go to the stick mouth, you just add more peanut butter and you whip and you add a little more, maybe squirt jelly back. You feel it out, bro. It's really an art, because it's not just smear it and go. Like, you really blend it, and you get a big bowl and make them for the whole family. And I'm telling you, and when you get real good, you can mix the fluff in there with it. Oh, bananas.
I've just realized I've been talking to you. I've been living life wrong. I've been really living life wrong. Never would have thought pre-mixed in the bowl, because that's the biggest part I struggle with, is spreading that stuff across the bread and then ripping the bread.
Right. Yeah.
New
That's,
thing.
we'll see. Sometimes you got to decrust it. It depends. The bread, you'll never rip the bread with doing the jelly sandwich that way, because it's too pliable. You could work real well with it. You could swirl. There's a lot of different, and when you get real good at it, you can actually put your mixture in there. And if you would like, you just add a little bit more peanut butter across the top. It'll make it more like a restaurant style. Oh, it's
baby.
Yeah. Money. And then that milk, if you put a couple ice cubes in it, I know it sounds weird, but it'll give you that ice cold bite. And every bite you take a sip of milk. It will flow. Hands down, it beats anything. You could take 5-star, 6-star, any restaurant, peanut butter and jelly done right. You can even get crazy and toast the bread. And then, woo, the kitchen catches on fire when that happens.
Man, I tell you what, everybody over in the chat, I hope you're paying attention. This is 5-star peanut butter jelly making class right here.
Facts. This guy's trying to still eat an apple. It's all good.
I wish I could eat apple.
Yeah, you can't.
Can I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't get this beautiful body by not knowing how to eat
apples. Yeah, that's right. That's definitely an apple figure right there.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I see Jamie's in here. Hi, Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie loves ice milk. She loves that ice milk, bro. You know what I learned? There's snow ice cream. I was listening to JM's channel the other day, and they were talking about ice cream made out of the snow. Well, you know anything about that?
Mm-hmm.
Snow cream?
Do that. They do it all the time up here. Yep. Yeah, it's a big old thing.
Is it yellow? Do you ever run into yellow snow cream?
Once or twice, but I don't like much talking about that. I like to keep that off the YouTubes. If it's yellow, you've got into a nest of some good stuff, but you kind of keep it private because it's yellow.
Yeah, the chat's lighting up. Snow cream there. Yeah, but snow cream.
Vinny's in here.
Vinny's in here. Deacon's in here.
Coronavirus. Yeah, I've seen Deacon. What up, Deacon? Who that?
Well, it sounds like my kids are out there, and my son might be here, and maybe my other daughter. So I'll probably be getting out of here soon, though, Mike.
Gotcha.
Maybe not too soon.
Thanks for having me up here. Don't tell everybody in the chat later on. Don't tell Two mother truckers, they think a lot of times I'm in here cleaning up, but sometimes I sneak on the computer, show my face. and
Oh,
everything.
that's why it looks familiar in the
yeah.
background. Oh my God. What have you been
Yeah.
sleeping in their truck?
Yeah. Stay in the truck, rent free, of course.
Right.
And then I for a little bit of money, cigarettes and Monster money, mayonnaise money, ham sandwich money, I clean the studio, and then sometimes I sneak in the studio, show my face. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Hey, you know what's crazy, bro, is I've always wondered, like, that makes sense. So you're just living off of two mother truckers then.
Yeah. Curtail, riding right on their curtails, easy
Yeah.
life, easy
That
life.
was you pulling on that drive shaft all the way to Alabama. That's what happened. I think
Yeah.
I think you need to come clean with Mama Chrislin and them. They were so stressed out about that, but you were yanking on that drive shaft, trying to pull that truck around all the time, riding that drive shaft. I see what happened, dog.
Bro, it was so easy. I wanted to stay longer. All done. Take a couple bolts out of the drive shaft, pop. We're staying longer in Alabama.
Oh my gosh. Because I was watching the video and when I seen it sparking, I was like, man, it had to have been some sort of the yoke snap up in there. But then again, maybe that yoke come loose because of them bolts that were taken out of it. I see.
Hey, genius knows genius. You know what I mean, friend?
Yeah, I get it.
Mhm.
I mean, it makes sense, Mike's over there just living off his grandmother. You're over there just living off two mother truckers. I got
We ain't no fools. Mama didn't raise no dummies.
Yeah, bro. Can't hate the player, gotta hate the game, dog. And you're just playing the game. I get it.
You got it. Yeah, I'll get out of here and leave you alone. You got to visit with your family, sir. I'll tell you what, I got to run upstairs and make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and an ice cold glass of milk.
Yeah, if you got bananas, chop the bananas up and throw them in there too. It's separates it, man.
I appreciate all the info. You're doing well over here, sir. I thank you so much. All y'all in the chat, love y'all. Please don't tell two mother truckers about me sneaking on their computer or nothing. And I'm gonna go make this peanut butter and jelly sandwich. God bless everybody. God bless you, Captain Kurt. Tell Mrs. Captain Kurt, God bless. Give her a big hug, and I thank you so much. Much
All
love.
right, man. You be good, Mike.
Thank you, sir.
Well, there it is, man. Y'all seen it right here on Captain Kurt. The Mike 6 Point made his appearance in Two Mother Trucker Studio. What is he doing? What is he doing in there? My daughter's yelling, no, no, no. She's running. What's going on out there? Oh. Brilla, what are you crying about? Oh, well, it'll be okay, baby. Okay. Oh, that's so cute. My daughter is crying because our dog Sierra that passed away a long time ago, she's in an urn and she's mad that her brother put Sierra away because she wants to hold her and pet her. It's so cute. It is so cute. All right, well, y'all, I'm out of here. I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out today, this afternoon, whatever you want to call it. It went a lot longer than I thought it would. I just want everybody to know where I stand on this whole situation, and that's it. I'm done with it. It's over. Captain Kurt over and out. Deacon, I appreciate you. Cato, I appreciate you. Cassie, T. Dameron, Coronavirus, British Bulldog. Shout out to British Bulldog. Me and British Bulldog, we got the Cookie Squad. So shout out to the Cookie Squad. Hashtag Cookie Squad. Y'all got a cookie emoji in your emojis, drop it for British Bulldog because my dog loves his Chips Ahoy. And he's got to make special trips to get cookies. So, the cookie flex is hard for British. I need we need to get British Bulldog some cookies. There they are. Captain Crunch, baby. I love that. Pew pew with the cookies. Drop them cookies. Let's look. She's doing well. Well, I love y'all. I appreciate you. Becky B says, stand tall. You know it, mama. Take care. And remember, should I do it? Be nice to one another.